Hello everyone and welcome back to the Dev Plays, also known as the AnimiteTales Dev Plays, the Crucible of Avarice. So, last week we had finally set up everything. The stakes, the prize, it all culminates into one big thing. Once a year, for the last 9 years, there has been a tournament set up by a certain man known as Stilton Maximilian, a multi-billionaire who very much enjoys the concept of martial arts, to the point of which that he has actually created these all for the sake of watching people fight, maim, and kill each other. It is now the 10th year, and the party has now lined up, as we have Adrian B. Crawford, Rakia, the Huskonian, Fletcher, and Felix. But then, just after they had their 5th person joining them, immediately get kicked out, also known as Dimitri, a new substitute came in their place. A man who is currently not known by any of them, but we have currently nicknamed Cloak, as he is wearing a cloak. So you were sent into a portal that sent you to an island. Inside of this island, there are supposedly over multiple thousands of different contestants. You all have red bands on your arms, almost like a glowing tattoo, but they also have numbers to show you how many points. The game is simple. You have a pin, and so do the rest of your teammates. You have to end the 48 hours with at least one pin on you. You can get the pins and take any of the pins that you have and put them into the deposits. Once they're in the deposits, there's no way of recovering them, but they will definitely give you some points. Here's the problem. If you leave the island, or even finish with 0 pins on you whatsoever, that's it. You're out, and you're done for the rest of the game. So, be careful. So far, the team have fought a few different enemies, varying from superpowered humans to just normal, ordinary humans. You eventually went and found a river, where you have now gotten a few pails of water, thanks to the powers of Adrian B. Crawford, as they can not only turn into a wasp, but they can also manipulate matter and reconstruct it into different shapes. We now come back to them as they are on the other side of the river, as the pyrokinetic waved them off a farewell and left. So we now come back to it. So so again, just to let you guys know, it's been about anywhere between 30 to 40 minutes inside of this tournament. You still have way over 47 hours left.
It's kind of wild considering that we just, I killed a bunch of people accidentally, and we've only been here half an hour.
That is true.
Yeah, what?
So, who, what, when, where, and how? What are you guys up to, and what are you guys doing now that you have your, I'm going to say, 2 buckets of water, one's made out of stone, one's made out of wood?
Yes.
So
I'm going to ask the question to the group. Should we set up camp here?
It's a bit exposed, don't you think? Maybe we want to retreat to the forest?
Good idea.
Okay. So is that what you guys are doing? Is everyone else on board?
I suppose.
Sure. Although I feel like a lot of other people would have the same thought process and would also go into the forest, so it might not be as safe as we might think.
Could make our camp underground.
That'd be hard, but sure.
I'm not against it.
Can I attempt to just touch the ground and make a big 10 by 10 meter hole?
What, right there, where you guys are?
Yes. Far enough away from the water, I should say. We're just going to move. We're just going to move it, so it's just kind of, it just kind of flops upwards. Whereas the cube goes up and then slightly to the right, so it just rests somewhere else,
Okay,
to the
then.
right of us.
Yeah, sure. Roll SP.
And I have a +1 modifier to this.
Ah,
20, baby.
nice. Yeah. Okay.
Nah,
So
but
you
still.
make a 10 meter wide obstruction, and it's about what you said. You want to make it 10 meters deep.
Yes.
Okay. So you basically make pretty much a house wide and a house deep hole. I'm going to say it's 5 by 5 in the terms of its width and length, but it's 10 meters down.
Okay.
Yeah. Everyone is standing on the edge of it.
Shall I jump in?
Okay.
Should we make a staircase, perhaps?
So
Something
okay,
to get out.
so Sam, you say you jump in. Okay.
Wait.
You take 7 damage as you fall 10 meters.
Can I roll acrobatics for this? So
I mean, you can definitely roll acrobatics. It's not really going to do much else to save you now.
Sam, we just talked about this.
Could we?
I know. I didn't think 10 meters was the damage threshold. I thought it was 20 meters became damage.
There are trees nearby. We could make a ladder.
118.
You still land on your feet, but you have an incredible crunch go through all throughout your legs as you may have created shin splints.
I take half damage.
No, the damage that you take is exact, as you do take 7 points of damage, and you are now on 2 points of health left.
Awesome.
After
Sam,
seeing
good.
and hearing this, because I will say all of you definitely hear a ah! You then all realise maybe it might be a good idea not to jump, although I don't know. So everyone who isn't Felix, roll an intelligence.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't gonna jump in a hole.
I wasn't going to jump because I'm not an idiot, but
But
you know,
also, I wasn't going.
when you said a house deep hole, I think no, I wouldn't survive that.
I wasn't gonna go in a hole anyway.
What were you going to do?
Well, I know not to do that.
Oh, thank
I mean, still roll. Yeah.
What is
Okay.
the falling distance damage minimum?
Basically anything above 5 meters.
Okay, I'll store that in my head from now on. I know 5 meters jumpable. Anything above that is a
Oh no,
no-go.
no. In other words, like 5 meters or above. It also includes 5 meters because at that point you take
Everything is 4.99 meters from now on.
So think of it like this: would you come out unscathed falling from 5 meters? Probably not.
No, but
in
I did
real
the
life.
superhero landing.
It doesn't matter if you got superhero landing or not. Your physiology is still human.
Okay. No, learning moment from me. I will admit
Exactly,
that was
exactly.
quite dumb.
And then there's my silly American brain that has no idea how long a meter is.
Cloak, and I'm going to say, since Felix, you actually said it in character, you didn't have to roll because you're like, maybe we should probably think about, and then obviously Adrian.
65 feet.
So Cloak, you immediately know probably the best thing to do is either get some rope from the vines or even just try and, as Felix said, the best idea is to maybe make a ladder. But secondary to this, which I'm going to say only Cloak figures this out, is, hang on a second, Adrian could just make some frickin' stairs to this place using their powers.
Yes.
So I'll let you guys have a little think of that whilst I just turn on the light because it's now suddenly gone pitch black in my room.
I'd also like to suggest that we currently don't have a roof over our heads, I believe.
Being in a hole is not gonna be a problem.
Oh, I shall fix that.
Are you okay down there, Adrian?
Yes, I'm fine.
Could you make some stairs?
Who's that? That doesn't sound like anyone I know. Shall nonetheless make stairs for this unknown voice. No, I shan't. That was.
Damn it.
That
can't
is,
make
yeah,
stairs,
that's a big fat no with that natural one. Does anyone want to try and make some stairs with any particular materials that you have, or are you going to wait until Adrian's powers actually work?
I'm going to try crafting some. I'm going to use my crafting skills since he might be down there really hurting really hurt his legs.
I mean, it does seem as though he's actually standing on both of them. You just did hear a very unforgiving sounding crunch.
Yeah, I don't like that crunch. I know what that crunch means.
I'm entirely sure we should be trapping ourselves in a hole.
Well, while you guys are working on that, I think I might go gather some firewood because it's going to get dark. We're going to need.
I want to point out, just to let
Isn't
everyone
it
know,
like-
it's not even 11 a.m. yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
It's going to.
It's going to get dark eventually. There are two inevitable things: death and the eventuality of nighttime.
We gotta find food. We gotta find a way to make sure the food is edible. We got water.
Fairy hunting time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Time
so
to roll some-
yep, both Felix and Fletcher, roll me investigation. Cloak, what are you doing at the moment?
I'm probably just I'm just probably watching. I don't really want to. I just don't think it's a great idea to be sitting inside a hole.
Okay. So you're just going to be sat on the outskirts, not actually inside of the hole itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Might attempt to use instinctive will again.
Okay, yeah, sure. Roll for it.
Which never seems to work.
Felix, you are on fire today.
Yeah, that is my first roll, so yes, I suppose.
Well, that actually works.
It does indeed work with a 10-meter radius covering most of the stuff. You do not sense any actual life forms of the same size as any of you or your crewmates outside of aforementioned crewmates. Basically, you can sense a few small insects and the breathing of a few sort of birds in the trees, but that's about it. As for you, Fletcher, you are trying to find some berries, and it is very difficult. However, Felix, you have found quite a large amount of sticks and firewood.
I mean, to be fair, sticks are not hard to find in a forest.
As in, like, stray dry sticks. I mean, as in, like,
Yeah.
perfect for firewood. I don't. I don't mean. Hey, you found a lot of trees.
I just happened to be able to cut them down somehow.
Yeah, so either way, you found a lot of loose twigs and sticks. I'm just going to roll something real quick. Okay. Pay no heed to that. So anyway, eventually after you've gotten your arms full of sticks, you head back, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Fletcher, you are still finding it very difficult to find anything.
Damn.
Eventually, Felix returns. As he returns with none other than a large pile of dry wood. Cradled in his arms. Like firewood cradled in someone's arms.
Yeah.
Like, ask how much longer is it until my powers work again?
I mean, yeah, you can try and use them again if you want now.
I shall attempt to make stairs now. Natural 1, 4.
No, for some reason
while you're doing that,
your legs
like-
hurt too much for you to concentrate. As
Can I try? Can I try to make some rope out of some vines?
roll investigation to try and find some vines.
Okay, then let me try and find some vines. I might have to use my special ability. Oh no! If that is the case. Oh, okay, 17.
Yeah, you find some vines.
Do you
Alright,
want me to just do you want me to just drop the wood down there, or should I wait for you to make the stairs?
Roll intelligence, Felix.
Okay, yeah.
Or wisdom, either of the two. It's up to you.
They fell down,
if,
kill
it,
Adrian.
if
I'll
it's
take
intelligence, it's ingenuity.
Ingenuity. 1 sec. Yeah, okay, then that's just it's just a flat roll. So 15.
You know that maybe that would be a good idea, although there is one problem. If you guys have... So there's two issues. If you guys have a fire out in the open, then obviously you have the problem of people might see it, but it's better than having it inside, because if you have it inside that thing, you guys have this... How to put it? It's a 10-meter diameter area, which is actually still quite big, but if there is a fire, it does mean that you guys might either get choked out, or specifically you might be, well, incarcerated inside of a small room where there is a fire.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you could make a chimney?
I mean, the whole thing is technically a chimney. In other words, you basically would be in a chimney.
I'm like, after the stairs, we'll have a roof and then like a little area with a chimney. That's my thought.
Should say this is not its final design. It's not just a hole. It will have a roof.
It's not just a hole that we're gonna sit in.
Yes.
I just come back with some vines and I go, I have vines for your hole.
Try again.
Make the stairs, yep.
I come back from an unsuccessful attempt of trying to find berries in a forest.
Okay.
You could have found berries, but they were very highly poisonous berries. There's that.
Wait a minute. Didn't Adrian turn into a wasp at one point? Couldn't he fly himself out?
Yeah, but it's the principle.
Yeah.
Either way, stairs have been made now.
Get down there if you want to.
So, Cloak, what have now that you've sensed around you, what exactly is the game plan here?
To be honest, I think we can just sit back and stand on. I don't really see why we need to move at the minute.
Okay, so you think that staying would be a better idea to sit tight and stand guard.
Yeah, especially since he's so comfortable in his hole.
Yeah, fair enough. Not to mention the fact that Adrian is currently covered in a lot of bumps, bruises, and scrapes. Fletcher has a couple of sort of like nicks, and Rakia also has a couple of bruises on her. Cloak, you and Felix, however, you can see and also sense with your willpower ability that neither you nor Felix have taken any or sustained any damage.
Should we go berry hunting then? Or like hunting in general for any food of any kind? It doesn't have to be berries. It could be fruit, it could be fish, it could be birds. Boars, I don't know what's here.
I mean, there is a river nearby.
There is indeed.
We could use some of the vines to make fishing rods.
Or a fishing net.
True.
Or traps.
Okay, all of you
Time
roll
out
me.
of the hole now.
All of you roll me perception. No, not yet.
All of us roll as perception, alright.
Mhm.
Perception. Right. Perception. Which
That's what I
is
roll. Cool.
that's
An
plus
8.
2 for me. Okay, 12.
Adrian, is that 17 your perception, yeah?
My perception is 17.
Okay. Yeah. No, I was just asking. I wasn't saying everyone but you. That's right.
No,
Can
so
I
do you,
roll and
Yeah,
roll
that
for
does
this,
count,
or
by
is
the
it
way.
just
Yeah.
a regular percent?
okay.
Yeah, just regular percent. Actually, you can use willpower as well. It's fine. Nice. Nice. That's fine. That'll just be, perception. This also makes sense as Adrian. Yeah, let's go with this. Adrian, Rakia, and Cloak. As you sort of like are saying, like, oh, we need to do this. Oh, well, maybe a fishing line, maybe a fishing net. You just hear someone behind Rakia just going, or maybe you could tie it up into a nice little noose.
No.
I'm not sure how to get a fish with a noose, but okay.
As there is a new person standing right behind Rakia.
I sort of like just twirl around with my vines on guard.
Whoa. Why the sudden hostility? You wouldn't think that I'm trying to harm you now, would you?
You sound creepy.
Oh, really? Glass houses and all that, you should look at yourself. Blimey, it's almost like looking at some kind of weird grunge fest. Only Attack of the Swamp version. What exactly are you doing? He turns over to see all of the rest of you. I have gotten myself in a bit of a pickle. There's at least, 4 of you? Adrian, I'm going to say with your perception, you can tell that he hasn't noticed you yet.
I'm probably not going to get out of my hole then.
So there's about 4 of you, but for some reason I feel like the only one of any trouble is currently holding some vines.
What do you want?
What I want is simple. Right now, all of you currently hold at least 1 badge each. If I take them, then I'll have at least 4 badges.
And why do you need 4
I think that's
badges?
self-explanatory.
No.
And
No.
what thinks that we will give them to you?
Because I asked nicely. You see, if you don't, then I'll just have to kill you.
Better idea. We kill you and take whatever you have.
Oh, but I'm afraid that's a problem. As he shows just sort of like almost in a very sort of flashy manner, looking with his eyes, showing you that he hasn't even got a badge on him. And also, as he then points to his wrist, as he only has 1 point on him. There's nothing that you can gain from me, but I can gain everything from you. Technically, there's more risk if you fight me than if I fight you. I've got nothing else left to lose. And there's a good reason why I came here.
The thing is, if we don't fight you, you're going to try and take all our points, initiating the fight anyways. Thus, this fight is inevitable.
Oh, please. I don't care about your points. Points honestly don't make any difference. That comes later. But the badges? Well, I need at least 1 of those, but at least if I take all 4 of them, I will be a little bit better off. Some people are already attempting to use these as a form of currency, although that's not exactly going very well. Right now, everyone's buying and bargaining, but a lot more people are just bloodbathing. Is that a word? Phrase? No. That's interesting. I've never really kind of thought about it. Sorry, what were we saying?
Just go away. Shoot.
What makes you think that I would?
See, you're very rude. Shoot.
Has that ever worked?
I just sort of like, clutch my whip. I clutch my new whip a bit, and I go, no.
As he sort of like smiles at you. I thought not. And he raises a fist just to immediately try to strike at you.
Well, guess this guy has to die. We try to be nice. Oh dear.
Peace was never an option. Okay. So you're trying, whatever you're specifically trying to do, Rakia,
Well,
you're
I'm
trying
gonna
to beat that 17.
Okay. I guess I'll use my whip. Because I got a new whip, and it's dex-based.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Except from you don't have reactive hit.
Oh, right.
And you're currently holding vines.
Oh, right. Well, in that case, since I have reactive hit on my martial arts, I'ma kick him.
Okay.
I'ma kick him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Kick him in the jaw.
Kick him into the hole.
Kick him.
Technically, Raki is actually on the edge of the hole.
No, can I kick him in the hole?
No, because
Like,
you're
just-
closer
No,
to the
I
hole
can't
than
kick
he
him in
is.
the hole. That would be
I
so
mean,
funny. Oh,
If
no.
you trip him and then push him in.
2, 3, 4. So I got 8 now on my super dex.
Oh, okay, so you're not trying to reactive hit then.
Shit.
Okay.
No, I was reactive hitting it.
Well, then it's not a +8, is it? It's your martial arts, not your super dex.
Is it not? Oh,
No.
sorry.
No.
Oh, right. Oh,
Always
my
Never
bad.
has been.
My bad.
Either way, natural
bad.
one. As this guy just full on straight hits you in the face.
Ow.
Again, not really like expecting it to happen. To be fair, as ooh, wrote the wrong one there. As he deals 8 points of damage.
Oh, still, that is quite a bit. Yep, that hurts. That hurt me a lot.
And roll me acrobatics or finesse.
Well, me?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, I was like... I'm gonna go with acrobatics. Please.
Okay. As he hits you, you sort of fall as you go back and fall into the hole.
Oh, no.
As you fall on your back and take 5 extra points of damage.
Oh, wow, I am... Yeah, this is not good.
As Rakia is now in the hole and is now on her back, now prone. As he then looks over, I also then will say, as he then turns over and he goes, any more upcomings? I mean, I could obviously continue, but of course, I could just take your badges and leave.
Could I? Where is he in position between me and the hole?
Well, technically, at the moment, he is next to the hole. You are about 5 meters away from him. So you're sort of on the same side of the hole as he is.
Okay. What I would like to do is I'd like to drop the sticks that I'm currently holding, run up, grab him, and jump in the hole.
You want to jump in the hole?
Holding him, yes.
Oh, okay, so you want to grapple him and then jump in the hole with him.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you want to go about doing this then?
Just straight charge him, you know?
Okay. Roll grapple.
Yeah, just gotta find where
Under strength.
strength, yeah. Okay, so it's just a flat roll.
Alright.
Cool.
Here we go.
That's a 14.
That is indeed a 14. As you run towards him, sort of like arms stretched out, he sort of like ducks underneath and then uppercuts you. As he does so, he does... I'm very good at writing. There we go. 7 points of damage.
Okay.
As that is your first damage of the tournament. Yeah, as he uppercuts you and stops you from being able to continue the rest of your turn. As he then says, really? I mean, I literally just took out your strongest opponent, or player, party member? Whatever. I took out them, and yet you're still coming at me? This is actually quite sad.
Okay. So you're just after the badges.
Yes.
And you want 4 of them specifically.
Well, yes.
Alright. Seeing how really, this isn't really worth any of our points of health. I have 4 on my person, including the one that is pinned to me. If I give them to you, will you be on your way?
Roll persuasion.
Do you have them, or do I have them, or is this other pins you have?
I took them from the lady I give the weapon
Yeah, I
to.
think
Oh, yeah.
last episode, Fletcher
Sorry.
picked up 3 in total. I think you picked up a few as well, yeah.
I picked up 4. I'm just making sure.
Lowercase d.
Oh yeah. Damn it. Keeps going to
Just in case. Sorry.
That's all right. Okay, then. Very well. He outstretches his hand in anticipation for you to give him the badges.
Right. I reach into my pocket, pull out the 3, take the one off me, and put them in his palm.
Pleasure doing business with you. I mean, as he's doing that, I'm not just going to let this guy just walk up to us. He doesn't have any competition. There's no fair game. He just walked up to us and we gave him the badges.
He basically is trying to mug you in a tournament about fighting, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just comes up to us. I'm not into it. I will try and use a martial arts technique.
Okay. How would you like to go about doing that then?
Well, it's like a knockout chop, like a
Oh, okay, so it's
chop
kind
to
of
the
like...
back of the neck. So it's like
okay.
a finesse knockout.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Ha!
Yeah. So as you go and do that, he tries to attempt to he attempts to try and reactive hit you, but obviously he's a little distracted as he clenches his fist, sort of distracting himself as he's clearly sort of pricked himself with one of the pins. As just a little flinch, as in that moment you close the distance and bam, hit him in the back of the neck. I will now roll Constitution. Yep, he just immediately goes down. As he's now unconscious.
Good strike, Cloak.
Nice distraction.
I was hoping you would try something like that.
As I look very skeptical.
I'm just barreling up those stairs, on all fours like the Exorcist, like the girl in the Exorcist, because I am just so pissed that this fellow, this rude gentleman, knocked me and hit me.
I'm going to follow probably as well, just make sure. Are you okay, Ricky?
No.
So,
Ow!
Cloak, you said that you were looking very skeptical. What exactly are you looking skeptical at?
Well, it was more directed towards Fletcher, I guess.
Oh, as in what he said, because you're not necessarily sure if he actually was hoping that you'd do that, or if he actually genuinely was just like, screw it, there you go, here's
distraction.
As you do that, though, you notice that one point suddenly removes itself from his armband, as one is placed onto yours, as then As if by magic, no, weird amounts of strange distortions appear around him as he then disappears, but the badges remain.
Whoop, someone dropped some badges. I'm just gonna pick these up.
It seems as though he's telling the truth, as those were the only 4 badges that he had on himself, the ones that you gave him, Fletcher.
I'll take one.
That's fair enough.
So as you take one from Fletcher, you now have 3 in total. However, technically, you now have 2 in total, Cloak.
Cool.
So now what will you do? As it seems as though the place is now suddenly a little quieter. But yes, it seems as though you were randomly ambushed by a single person. Not with anyone else. Didn't seem to be in a group. What will you do now?
Dracula is visibly not happy. Just sort of like, just sort of sulking almost, like a dog that's been kicked.
All of you guys roll me either wisdom or intelligence.
Ah, I'm gonna go with wisdom.
Yeah, I'll go for wisdom.
Intelligence, because I have something in that.
I'll go with intelligence as well because my wisdom is a -1. Not that it mattered that much.
Okay, Cloak. Cloak, Rakia, and Adrian. So, Adrian, you're just like not entirely sure about what's going on. Felix and Fletcher, you're still just sort of like, how exactly did that guy get here? Felix, you're kind of like, ow, my chin. I want you to roll me a nerve.
Yeah, okay.
Because that he did, first of all, he did hit you, which is part of your power specific thing, but also, like, that really hurt. And let's see if you actually. You, like, outwardly go, ow! Like, like, holding your jaw, thinking that you might have, like, broken it.
Yeah.
Kind of a little freaked out. But, Cloak and Rakia, it's obvious that if you guys don't get some kind of medical attention or rest of some sort, all of you guys are definitely going to be done before you've even begun. So even though that it isn't anywhere near nighttime, perhaps it is sensible to perhaps rest. And of course,
can I attack?
Cloak, you're the only one who knows this, or at least thinks this. Perhaps it's good if one or more of you attend a guarding post whilst some of them rest.
Well, everyone knows you always have to have 2 people on.
Okay. Well, do you expel this information out to the others?
Yeah. I'll just Hey, why don't some of you guys take a rest while a couple of us take watch?
Sleepy. And I just sort of like, I'll just like have a little. I'll go back down the stairs into the hole.
I'd normally offer up my services to keep watch, but afraid I may have taken one too many hits. And can I attempt to make hexagonal shelves, like people length long shelves in the hole for them?
For a second there, I didn't know what exactly you were talking about, but now I realise what you mean. Yeah, sure. Literally like a little honeycomb hive thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You make about 4 of them.
Yeah, more or less just like they're compact enough, but like they're probably going to keep the warmth in. Just going to kind of like go inside mine, just kind of lie down.
Again, so as you guys see
they
this,
do one last thing to make.
Adrian touches the mud wall, and then suddenly they start changing shape and opening up and solidifying these 4 hexagonal shapes, holes in the wall of the hole.
I'm good to take guard duty. I didn't take too much this day.
I've still got some fight in me.
I'm gonna say anyone. I'll tell you what. I'll have a look at both of your healths and see who's worse off.
I mean, I'm at 9 HP.
I'm at 20.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, Fletcher, what's your maximum health again? Because I've currently got written down 23.
26.
Oh, 26. Okay, you're now on 26. Because the amount of damage that you took last session was 8.
No.
So you're on 18.
Yeah.
Although that's still more health than Felix. So it's obvious that Felix is more banged up than Fletcher is. So at
Sure
that point,
about that, Felix?
I'll be fine.
All right.
I'm just sort of like, I'll go up to Felix, you know, in sort of like my sort of grudge-like way, and just sort of whisper to you, Felix. It's okay to be vulnerable.
Thank you. I'm just gonna sit down for a minute.
okay.
A chill runs through the air.
Any of those who would like to take a rest, you may do so. However, how many of you are actually taking a rest? This will, by the way, be 3 hours, as that is the minimum of what a short rest is.
All right, I will take a 3-hour rest because that really took it out of me. Both those fights, I lost a lot of health.
Mm.
I mean, I'm at like half health, so I might as well.
Mm.
I will do the same, and when everyone's inside the honeycombs, I will make a roof so that it's more like a roof, but with a very small hole, so air can still get in.
Okay. So you four are gonna stay.
Or not.
As you guys get in, Cloak and Fletcher. The two of you are going to stay watch. I'm going to say the main thing here is: do either of you have impatience or wrath as your vice?
Nope.
No.
Okay. Both of you roll me an endurance. Okay, nice, Fletcher with a 17. Good. Okay, Cloak. That's alright. So, with Cloak with an 8 and with a 17 on Fletcher, 3 hours go by. Fletcher, depending on what I roll here, will depend on what you'll need to roll next, and what Cloak will need to roll next. But just know you will be in the advantage of this situation. And when I mean in the advantage of the situation, I mean you won't have to roll disadvantage.
I pray for good RNG.
I think we all do.
Nice.
Nice.
It's the sex number.
Very nice.
Anyway. Roll me perception, both of you, but Cloak, you will be rolling a disadvantage, as you are either bored or suddenly doze off just for a few seconds during this time.
Getting high.
Not too bad. Fletcher, you notice some noises going on around you. As you sort of look around to just see exactly who or what it may be, I'm going to say that, Cloak, you also notice it eventually as well, as you notice that Fletcher is suddenly getting a little uneased as he's looking around. You can hear some footsteps and you can hear some people talking. What do you do?
I shall whisper
As we
to Cloak.
prepare.
I agree. But keep down. They may not have spotted us yet.
Okay, if you guys would like to do so, you may roll some stealth.
Yes, we're stealth. We're very stealthy.
Damn, you are very stealthy.
Nope.
The irony.
Man, night and day. Night and day. As you sort of stealth around, Cloak, you sort of vanish in between some bushes and some trees. As Fletcher, you sort of look around, snap a couple of twigs, rustle a bush, and then just go, "Hey, Cloak, where are you?" As you completely forget about your indoor voice, or should I say, your trying to be sneaky outside voice. As suddenly some guys go, "Hey, I think I heard someone. Come over here. Quick, quick, quick."
Shit.
As... Oop. Boop, boop. Oh.
Whoops! No, don't do that.
It wasn't supposed to be 2, it was supposed to be 4. Either way, I'll take the first one off. As 4 people suddenly start coming through as they see you. As 4 people start to ambush you, Fletcher, from all different angles, brandishing different types of weapons. Thankfully, however, Cloak, they have not noticed you. They are now surrounding you within about a 5-meter radius.
Well, this is awkward.
What were you doing? I mean, just shouting out so that someone could hear you? It doesn't really matter. Get 'em, boys, as one of them immediately goes to attack you.
Yeah.
Kick their ass, Fletcher.
As this guy tries to go and hit you with some kind of dagger. Yeah, see, this is my stabbing knife.
Yeah.
Holy shit, Bartholomew did show up!
No, well, it's not Bartholomew, it's okay. For now. So how would you like to react to this? Still have your stick.
That's true. That's true. Am I reacting to the hit, or am I just going toe to toe?
You're reacting, so you can either dodge, use your powers reactively, or you can just try and roll reactive hit.
I guess I could roll reactive hit.
Okay. Roll for it. Which is d20 plus your proficiency.
Nope.
As you go to swing, this guy ducks under and just slashes you with this weird knife. As he does so, he deals... Oh. Seven points of damage as he cuts you on the side.
Ah. That didn't feel good.
No, it did not. Sorry, I'm just now writing down the amount of damage that you took. There we go. Right, so, as you've just been slashed, another one attempts to attack you as well. At this point, you are also able to attempt to roll reactively.
I guess I could try this one. I'm just trying to activate my ability.
Okay. As this guy tries to swing at you with what seems to be a sort of a... The best way to put it is kind of like a large cleaving knife. Almost like a butcher's cleaver. As he does so, he slips right through you, passing right through your body. What? This guy's got powers?
Surprised!
As another one right from behind you then goes, "It doesn't matter what you got, unless if you mess up," as then another one attempts to go at you. This time, this guy has some kind of single-sided blade, but it's curved, almost like some kind of katana. Sorry.
Oh man.
Oh, jeez. So how would you like to react this time?
Power.
Okay.
Wow,
Ooh.
matched.
Ooh, I'm
With the-
gonna say that you definitely get that. As literally as the blade is about to touch your face, it just slips right through you again. Damn it! As then the final one just like cocks a gun and just points it towards you and goes, "Just blow this guy's head off already!" Any attempts to do so? With a 9. Try and beat a 9.
I will try to evade.
Okay.
Damn.
Damn it. As he deals 4 points of damage as he gets you just in the side of your arm. I'm going to say all 4 of those who are currently asleep, all 3 of those who are currently asleep, please roll me an endurance.
Oh, here we go. Time to get my endurance. That's a straight D20. Oh, great. Oh, I 20.
Nice, you are still asleep despite the fact that a gunshot has had. You two, however, wake up, and this ruins your rest.
Do I get XP for that?
I'd say yeah. Just
Yeah, sure.
just for the sake of giggles, yeah. Poops and giggles, yeah, you do.
I just sort of go, yeah. Switch over.
Adrian, this wakes you up, and this is actually just the worst thing ever because as you wake up, you sort of like bash your head against one of the walls inside of your thing. Felix, you sort of wake up, and you just feel really groggy and sort of achy, as you can definitely tell that there's got to be some bruising under your chin at this point. Meanwhile, however, Cloak, it can be / it could be your turn now, if you would like.
Yeah, okay.
So he was able to, well, he tried to reactively hit, missed, tried to then dodge, succeeded, then dodged, tried to reactively hit, failed, and got slashed, then immediately uses powers to seemingly pass through something, as it's now obvious that he has the ability of intangibility. After then being apparently about to be slashed in the face with a katana, he was able to pass through it, but not before he then got shot in the arm. There's 4 against 1 as these guys are ganging up against him.
Fletcher's in a bad spot.
Is there like any one of them right at the back or something that's kind of out of the view of the rest of them directly?
Sadly not, because they're entirely surrounding him.
Okay.
So yeah, you'll need to... Anyone that you take on, all of them will at least see one of them disappear.
Okay, I have an idea.
Could you say the idea is some kind of plan?
No. There's not a plan.
Okay.
We want it to work, damn it.
Okay. Can I fire that gun that I have and then sort of stealthily move to make it look like it was fired from a different direction?
You can attempt to roll stealth and then accuracy to see if you could do that. So I guess roll stealth and then roll accuracy.
I am stealthy.
Damn, yes you are.
The accuracy isn't too big a deal.
Oh! Oh! So which one are you shooting?
I was thinking of shooting the guy with the katana
Okay.
in the hand.
Oh, okay. Alright. Yeah, sure. Are you trying to damage him, or are you just trying to specifically just cause an injury to make him drop his sword?
Yeah, kind of like, I guess, through his wrist in order to, well, so he can't use it anymore.
Okay. In this particular scenario, since they don't know that you are even there, and also since you got an actual 20 on both, I'm not even going to have it that this guy rolls. I'm just going to roll Constitution.
I'm a ghost.
As the shot just goes piercing through his arm and immediately just drops the katana, as his arm goes just completely limp, as a chunk of his entire wrist is just gone, as he just lets out a horrifying scream, as the others just go, "What the hell was that from?" and just cannot even see what's going on. It is causing a bleeding ailment, which is a D8, which means that it does a D8 of damage, and it lasts for a D8 of turns. Here we go. So he's lost 4 points of health, but it will last... No, sorry, he's lost 7 points of health, but it will last for 4 minutes.
I'll see if they... I'll watch if they tend to his wound, or just decide to let him bleed out, I guess.
As they
just see what their next
they're
move
just
is.
wondering about, like, where the hell was that, as two of them sort of, like, start... Well, the guy with the gun starts pointing it around and trying to find out where exactly you were. Pointing off in the direction where they heard the gunfire, but obviously you had moved by that point. Since he has no idea where you are, he's just sort of waving his gun. The guy with the meat cleaver, on the other hand, has also turned his back from Fletcher to sort of have a look. The guy who's holding his now limp and destroyed arm, and the other who's holding the knife, they're still they're still pointing at Fletcher, although the one no longer holding his weapon probably is no longer going to be useful. We've now come to Fletcher. It is now your turn.
I'm gonna smack the guy with the cleaver.
Okay.
But first, I'm gonna go for power cutter.
Oh, face cut. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
And then roll. So that will work. And then roll for staff proficiency. And then I will roll
Come
disadvantage.
on, baby, no whammies. Back.
Even with a disadvantage.
Of course.
19. As he sort of like looks around and you just go, and you just go, power cutter, for some reason, out loud, as he then just sort of vades to the side and then just slashes at you. As he does so, he deals.
Can I phase?
Sadly, no, because he's reacting to you. You can't react to a reaction, I'm afraid.
Damn.
Jeez, 9 points of damage.
9, 8, 10.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. Okay, as you are now on 28 points of damage total, that means that you are on -2 health. Which means you go unconscious.
Yeah.
As you fall to the ground, they go, alright, there's only one left. Everyone split up. We gotta find this guy. As I'm going to say, Adrian and Felix, you both hear this. I'm going to say, Felix, roll me a nerve, considering you've woken up, you still feel in a great deal of pain, and you just heard a gunshot and heard that they took someone down. So there's a lot to potentially process here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Roll for your stockpile. Although I think you might already be at full anyway.
Yeah, I think I'm already at 14.
Oh, nice, never mind. Yeah, so you and Adrian are awake. Adrian, you feel like you're just still covered in a lot of injuries, to the point of which you just don't know if you can actually continue fighting, but you did hear that they might have taken someone down.
Can I roll to transform into my
You can indeed
hybrid
attempt
form?
to do so, yep. Yes, indeed, as your entire body becomes wasp human, physiology.
I will climb steadily out of my honeycomb.
Very well. I will allow it without needing to have to roll for anything.
Okay. That would very much loosen the kind of goodness of it if I just fell down and died.
On the bright side,
2 points of damage.
I think you have what is it, like 6 points of damage resistance? I think you should be fine.
Yeah.
So
To
you
be honest,
call
I leveled up my SP now, and I couldn't decide between getting 3 times resistance or something else. Died for something else.
So you have crawled out. What about you, Felix? Have you also gotten out as well?
Yeah. I'll get out and like ready myself for battle,
Okay then.
as it were.
Would you like to ready yourself for battle by using your powers, or leave it for now?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and activate.
Okay.
So it's, I believe, you roll SP, correct?
Yes, yeah. And all you need is a 10.
And my SP is +2.
There you go.
Nice.
As you suddenly bulk up, as your suit that you've been wearing is suddenly getting tighter and tighter.
Yeah.
Roll willpower.
The classic.
Yeah, roll willpower.
Okay, one sec. Let me.
Punch off Adrian's head.
We should definitely help our friend. Ma! Let's see how this goes.
I believe it's a flat roll, so I have a 6 in willpower.
Okay, yeah. That sounds about right.
And I have a 6 in total.
Ah, dear. Okay, so you go to attack. You go to just randomly attack Adrian. So roll me strength. Adrian, you are allowed to roll me strength or dex, either one. Adrian, you are allowed to roll whatever you would like in the forms of reaction.
Can I ask, if I roll higher in... Just to make sure, blocking, does that at any point stop any amount of damage?
If you get equal, the
also
damage...
strength.
Yeah. So it's with also your super strength. So plus all your super strength, which I think is +5, isn't it?
One sec. I should have plugged in my mouse. I should have had my mouse plugged in.
So real quick for Adrian, blocking, the way that it works is that neutral/equal basically means that equal/a higher means that you generalize the amount of damage to that specific area, and you get taken half damage. If you get 5 or above, the same happens, but you then are allowed to roll for a counterattack if you deem it necessary. So as long as you succeed with the blocking, you will take half of the damage, as long as it's not something that you're weak to.
Okay, well, I'm not going to do that then, because I have 2 health left. I would be able to block the hell out of that, because I got a +9 to blocking.
I mean, that would definitely help you out, considering the minimum it could be put down to is, I think, 1. Unless if he does 1 damage, and in that case it neutralizes it.
Yeah, so it is +5. So should I just take the 7 and add +5?
Yeah. Well, technically +6, because you've also got +1, so technically that's 13.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll just type 13 down there.
I think I'm going to evade, because I've got a 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. Got a +5 to evade.
Okay, roll for it.
So just got to be a 13. I think evasion means it misses, right? If it
attacker wins if it's equal. Blocking is the one that is, So roll damage.
He just killed Adrian.
I believe five above, so that's what a D10 plus a D4, so that's so that's basically a D10 plus D6 or 2D8s.
Okay, I'll just do 2D8s.
Okay.
Then 10.
You fool! You should have gone for blocking. You should have gone for blocking. You fool!
I'm very
Either way, I still would have passed out or died.
If you'd well, the way that it would work is it would go take 6 off and then actually, yeah. But you wouldn't be on minus 2, 4.
I see it.
Well, you've got +6, haven't you? So you're on minus 2. Yeah. So I'll just. Where are you on here? There we go. Okay.
Welcome to the Passed Out Club.
Indeed, welcome to the Passed Out Club.
Welcome to the you just got beaten down by your ally club.
Oh, get him, Hulk.
Thanks. I love the idea that Adrian is just like, hey, let's go up there, punch in the face, pass out.
I like the idea that it's just like the whole Hulk and Thor thing, where just like they just in the Avengers Assemble they land down and then suddenly Hulk just punches him out of screen. That's basically what happened. Where it's just like it's like, okay, let's go. Oh, wasp! Boo! As you detransform and are now unconscious.
I like to imagine he punches him back into the hole.
Unstoppable beam.
No, come on, guys, he's already dead.
2 party members unconscious. Well, here we go.
I might be able to get. Because I'm unconscious now, I might be able to go back to sleep and get my health back.
Well, as long as you're asleep for the next 3 hours, you may be able to. But that's another 3 hours. I will be nice, and I will say that this has only been the first hour of your short rest. So it doesn't mean that you guys have to wait a whole more 3 hours on top of this. Well, you will have to wait a whole more 3 hours on top of this, but what I mean is that you didn't waste 3 hours and now you have to wait another 3 hours. Anyway, so we now come back to Cloak. Cloak, you are anywhere within your own move speed away from these guys, out of the way. You can still see them, or at least you can still hear them. They've knocked out Fletcher due to one of them reacting in time to an attack that he was attempting to deal. However, one is practically out of commission, and then suddenly you hear a boom, as suddenly a really strong feeling shakes the earth from beneath your feet. You have no idea what that was, but it sounded powerful. Either way, it definitely wasn't from these guys, as they are also shouting in question as to what the hell that was.
So, they said they were kind of splitting up, didn't they?
Yes. It seems as though the guy with the gun and the guy with the butcher's knife is going to have a look near... Well, they're no longer looking in the direction of Fletcher. The guy with the knife, on the other hand, is, as he's currently now investigating Fletcher's body to see if he's got anything on him.
Fair enough, I guess. I'm going to try and use Instinct to see if any of my allies have woken up.
Okay. So that's 1.
Aha, it works.
You know what? I'd say technically yes. I'd say that you got 10 XP. You got 10 XP on your hand-to-hand.
Cool.
Proficiency. Yeah, you can sense all 3 of them. Technically, all 4 of them. As long as you are within 10 meters of them, you can sense all of them. You can also sense that Fletcher is indeed unconscious.
Okay. It doesn't seem like any of my allies have arrived yet.
No, that you are just ever so slightly out of their radius. The hole is just a little bit off, so you are further away from the hole than they are. They are quite close to it, although they've not peeked into it, nor have they seen anything to do with it. So right now, they're more concerned about the person who just fired a shot at one of their allies and basically destroyed his hand. So what would you like to do?
I guess I could try it again.
What, with another?
Yeah.
Stealth and then accuracy?
Yeah, I will try it.
Okay.
Right, so it's the guy with the... There's a guy with the knife.
Yeah.
Who,
He's currently having a look around to see if he can loot Fletcher.
Yeah, I'll try and, I guess, cap him.
Okay. So is that stealth and then...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that is awkward.
Okay.
Aha!
Natural 1 as you shoot him. Where are you shooting him?
Just sort of, I guess, in the kneecap area.
Okay.
Or like, through the back.
He succeeds against you, so you'll have to roll damage.
Pretty sure this was just a d6 plus 1.
Yep, d6 plus 1 on that gun. Nice one, there you go.
Bang.
Nice. Yep. As you shoot him in the leg, but neither of them know what's going on, as he's sort of just holding his leg, just sort of screaming out in pain, as the others then turn around to look off in the direction that you fired that shot from before you then stealthily went away. I'm going to have to say that... Rakia, roll me endurance, please.
Okay, let's see if Rakia.
All you need is above 10, or 10 or above.
All right,
I'm being very generous at this point.
There we go.
There we go. You are still asleep, despite the factor of the gunshot. These guys cannot find you. Because they cannot find you, Cloak, they are unable to actually have their attacks yet. As we now come to Felix. Felix, you can hear these guys sort of shouting above, just outside of the hole, but they probably don't know where you are yet. Since you now have sort of got a hold of yourself and realised that you've just hurt one of your allies, what would you like to do now?
I keep trying to grab my mouse and then remember I unplugged it.
That happens to me all the time, to be fair.
Yeah. It's between running up there and probably ending up dying with my 9 HP.
To be fair, whilst you're in this form, you do have plus 14 physical and fire resistance.
Yeah.
Oh, that's quite useful.
Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and run up there because I don't think I can really help anything down here.
Okay. So you run up and you eventually see them. Since you have an insane move speed that has not taken up one of your actions just to get to them, they suddenly notice you and just go, What the hell? That's a giant! As you are allowed to do either 2 actions or 1 attack. What would you like to do?
I will do 1 attack.
Okay, which one would you like to hit? The guy who has the gun, the guy who has the butcher's knife, or the guy who has currently holding his leg next to Fletcher with the knife?
I'd hit the person with the gun.
Okay, fair enough.
So I'll be doing. I'll do Dex. Why not? So that's.
Oh, okay. It's interesting you said Dex, because I'm using Dex as well. And since you've got Super Dex, I have to roll disadvantage. Try and beat it. Oh, 5.
Yeah, so I have a plus 6, because I have a plus 1 in Dex, and then the...
Plus 5. Yeah.
Yeah. Soft 20.
Yeah, no, as you, just straight up, just chop into him and hit him. Roll for damage, which is exactly the same damage. And this will give you at least a minimum of 1 success in martial arts.
It was 2d8, correct?
Yep, 2d8, yep.
10 again.
Jeez, okay. And you just, quickly, smack him in, just right over the head, and sort of just, ricochets backwards, just ever so slightly stumbling back. It's what the heck happened? That was insanely fast. As he didn't even really see it coming. It's as soon as this guy gets close, I'll dodge. What the? As your blinding speed, a backhander has done great amounts of damage as it has slightly caused his nose to bleed.
I feel like just like Hulk in this form, I only really talking like grunts and like heavy breathing.
Felix smash.
Yeah.
As Cloak, it is now visually obvious that Felix is stocked up, and he is now incredibly bulky. In fact, I'm actually going to say, Felix, since you've seen Fletcher unconscious because of these guys are doing who knows what to him, I'm going to say roll a nerve to see if you can keep calm.
Nerve, okay, cool.
No, I'm not going to make you roll a willpower. Okay, you keep calm, roll that dice, and whilst that's going on, it's time
What's
for
the dice
Cloak.
again? It's
Just a D10.
Yeah.
That's your stockpiling dice.
Yeah.
Them's a stockpiling dice. There you go, you're back up to max. As we now come to Cloak. As I said before, Felix is now visually obviously souped up, but he is also way faster than these guys.
He seems like a good distractionist, but is he kind of between? So is he like? I guess
He is currently where behind all of them would have been. So technically, they're now all facing away from you, as they're all currently turning around to look at Felix.
Okay.
As their priority is shifted from random gunner to suddenly Hulk.
Right,
Surprise
got it.
Hulk appears.
Okay. I might just try and, I guess, go behind this guy and use my usage style of slice and dice.
Okay, roll it.
Which, if I succeed, allows me to do 200.
Wait. So how does this usage style work?
I have to roll finesse and then accuracy.
So okay. So do you have two separate objects or two separate weapon types? Because remember, you can't do two attacks with the usage style unless if it is two separate, complete different things. So if you've only just got one object, you can't use it. Similar to when you said about the what's it called? What was it? The injury thing that you did, like with the life drain, like you grab someone, crush their arms with an injury, and then you do that. That's two separate attacks, but it's two separate damages. Is this
it's just that because it's like a rope dart type of weapon.
And what else? If it's just the rope dart on its own, you can't do it. You can't have that. So you won't be able to do two attacks because usage styles can't allow that. Because otherwise, you'd be able to just do two attacks all the time forever. So you might want to have to come to me with that one later, and we'll have to go through that one again. Because I don't remember honestly hearing that perk. In fact, I don't think you brought me any perks.
Wouldn't I technically be allowed to, since there's a rope and a dart, like
No. So again, yeah, just come to me after the game, and we'll sort it out. But that's all right. Just next time, come to me with any perk ideas, because obviously, as your narrator or as your GM, I obviously need to know exactly what you're trying to make, because I wouldn't have allowed that originally. So you'll have to do whatever else that you've got in your arsenal at the moment. So what else you got?
I guess I could just cut the back of his other leg.
Yeah, sure, okay. Roll for it. Okay, damn, okay. I'll roll a disadvantage. This is the so you're going up near him, right? This is the guy with the knife, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay, no, I got a 9, yeah, definitely. Roll. Are you damaging him or are you injuring him?
Injury.
Okay. D20. Flat. Yeah, no, you cut his leg, to cut the back of his leg, dealing 4 turns of bleeding damage. I actually also need to roll for the other guy's bleeding damage. Okay, that guy is not looking so good, considering he's lost so much blood already. As it now comes back to Felix. Actually, no, it comes back to these guys, sorry. So, you're no longer stealthing at this point, Cloak. But as they're sort of like, oh, there you are, they also then realise that they've got to actually deal with the big guy. The guy with the gun who you just smacked lines up for a shot as he points his gun towards you, Felix. How would you like to react?
Could I try and just grab the gun?
Sadly, you won't be able to without a specific technique for it, but you can roll for. You can either roll finesse to sort of dodge close to him, or acrobatics to do sort of similar, the same type of thing. You can roll evasion to completely dodge out of the way, or you can roll blocking, which is under strength, to just sort of like block the attack incoming.
I'll do acro.
Okay, since it's a dex, you can roll advantage, since I just rolled normally instead of disadvantage.
Okay.
So 2d20s plus whatever your dex and super dex is, plus if you have an acrobatics.
Okay, so dex I have +1, and then acrobatics I have +1. So with max stockpile, that's a total of 7.
Indeed,
correct?
it is.
Cool.
Damn.
16 plus 7.
You also get to have a counterattack, so if you'd like to smack him again, you can also do so by rolling damage.
Yeah, 2d8.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Which counts as a lovely meaty biff to the mush. As you just plain and simply, just like as you slap this guy with a huge palm bigger than this dude's head, just instantly just knocks him out. As his eyes roll into the back of his head and just falls backwards. As the other guys just go, "No, boss!" As it is now... as now the guy with the cleaver then tries to attack you himself.
Okay.
Again, you are allowed to react to this if you wish.
Yeah. I went acrobatics last time. I could go finesse, which would be the exact same roll.
Yeah, you can do so if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. And do I have advantage or?
Yes, you do. Actually, wait. No, you don't, because he's got strength. So it's not advantage.
Cool.
Although to be fair, you have a higher modifier anyway.
So it's a d20 plus 7.
Indeed.
23.
And again, since you got way over 5 of his of his roll, you can indeed have another counterattack if you'd like to roll some damage.
Yes. More damage.
Again, hitting this guy right in the face as he just like gets smacked in the mush. As it is now funnily enough, the guy with the dagger's turn as like he just like sees Cloak, and he just tries to throw his knife at Cloak. So Cloak, how would you like
I
to?
will try and roll acrobatics.
Okay. Oh dear. As he deals. I love it when it automatically capitalizes. Jeez, as he deals 8 points of damage to you. And this marks the first amount of damage that he does to you. As the dagger just stabs into you. As it's kind of obvious as it's now your turn, but it's Felix. As it's kind of obvious that these guys are pretty much on their last legs. No pun intended for the guy who's currently only able to stand up one. So which one would you like to take down? The guy with the butcher's knife, who you just smacked already? Or the guy who just threw a knife at Cloak?
I feel like Cloak can handle himself for now. So I will go ahead and just do a strength-based attack at the guy who is next to me.
Okay.
So that is a d20 plus 6, I believe.
Yes, indeed, as this comes back around. So this is, what is this, strength or dex? Sorry.
Strength. Yeah, this is strength.
Alright, so in this particular scenario, since it's been since it's been a whole rotation, that's actually plus 5 now because it's now going
plus
down.
5. Okay,
yep.
well then.
But that's fine. You don't have to roll.
Yeah.
Try and see if I can get this guy to block.
Mm.
Oh wait, sorry, that's a disadvantage because it's strength. So I'll just roll again. Well, it's the 18.
Either way.
Yeah, either way. As he gets 18, there's only 4 above, so he does block. So you do still deal damage. In this time, it will be a D10 plus a D4.
Okay. And...
Okay.
Wow.
As he takes 1 point of damage. As it is now the turn of Cloak.
And this guy is just kind of on the floor and he's now got no weapon.
Yeah, he's just kind of... Well, he's kindly given his weapon to you. Possibly as a token of good faith that he's about to kick the bucket. Either by the hands of a giant behemoth, or by the hands of you, who he hasn't been able to hit until just now. Small victories, I guess. So what would you like to do?
I guess I'll try and...
The suspense. The suspense.
I don't know, I might as well just try and stab him in the throat.
Okay. Roll for it, and I shall attempt to roll a disadvantage for this guy, because, come on. He only got one good leg. Jeez. Jeez. A dirty 21. Aha! It's like, no! Is this injury or is this damage?
This is an injury.
Okay, I'll roll con. Jeez. Yeah, it's flat 20. Jeez! Okay. So, that is...
He's leaking.
Yeah, that is a D10, yeah. That's a D10. For a D10 of turns. Not that it matters, because he's now lost most of his blood. I now have to roll his next D10. Sorry, his next D8.
Oh, yeah. He's bleeding from 2 places now.
Yep, so he's now unconscious, if not probably dead at this point.
So it's the other guy, isn't he? He's bleeding as well.
Unless if he gets a 1, yeah. Yep. Guy with the messed up arm and guy with the messed up legs they're both now unconscious and or dead. As both of their point values go to you, as you now get a nice 107 added to your bonus, Bill, as it now comes back around to this guy, this butcher, knife-wielding dude, as he's just shaking as he's realised all of his teammates are either dead or unconscious. As he realised that defeat is very near, he realises that he doesn't want to fight. Nah, I'm just kidding. He's going to stupidly attempt to attack the big behemoth man.
Mm.
And since I'm not rolling disadvantage, you can roll advantage if you're using strength, or normal if you're rolling dex.
Well, since you've mentioned it, I'll go ahead and do strength.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a d20 plus...
Are you using blocking by any chance?
Sure. So I don't have any... Blocking is just a flat, so...
Okay. So it's
plus 1 to strength, and...
plus
I
4
have...
to your super strength, yeah, so plus 5.
Yeah, plus 5. And 19 plus 5. So
okay, so that's way above, so you are allowed to counterattack, but I'll just roll for his damage first, which is a d6 plus 3. Which, okay, so here's how this works. It cuts into your flesh in the same exact way that steel that is very dull can cut into stone, which is not at all, as he hits you with his weapon. And it's almost like as if there's a small reverberation, as it does cut into your suit, which I'll ask you to roll a nerve in a second for. As it cuts into your suit, and your skin is perfectly fine. In fact, any hairs on your arm right now aren't even bothered by this guy's knife. As if it were to have broken through your damage resistance, which again can't because it's plus 12, and he only did 9, it would then have been halved afterwards. So you are definitely safe in this scenario. As it does nothing, you then just immediately are allowed a counterattack, which either you can tell me exactly how you're doing this as you place your one of your arms in the way, he cuts into your sleeve a little, doing nothing, and now how would you like to, let's be honest, finish this guy off with your last roll of damage, which is a d10 and a d4.
Well, first, I don't know how much HP this person has, but let's see if it kills first.
Oh, it definitely knocks him out.
Cool. I want to jab up with my knee into his chin.
As you do so, he flies up about 4 meters up into the air, like a good almost 10 feet in the air, and then just falls back down as all of these guys are lying crumpled and defeated on the ground. Roll me a nerve.
Cool.
As you see, your sleeve has a cut in it. You are feeling relatively safe.
And D10?
Yep.
Back up to full.
Which bulks you back up to full, indeed. As that is the end of combat. As we now come to the point of which I'm going to say, would the two of you like to... Well, I'll say this. Felix, would you like to go back to resting, or would you like to try and stay up and help Felix and the others rest? What would you like to go around with this? Because Cloak, I'm assuming...
I'll stay up and help.
Okay. Are you going to depower or try and stay powered for as long as you can?
I'll stay powered for as long as I can, continuing to take deep breaths. Stay calm. You can learn how to stitch later. It's not a problem.
Okay. What about you, Bill? Are you just gonna
I'm
help
just going
Cloak.
to take all their stuff.
Okay, roll investigation. I'm assuming that Felix, since you have the insane strength, I'm assuming that you'll just put Fletcher and Thingy back in the hive holes and let them rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put like a warm, wet towel over their head if we had one.
Okay, well, I'll be nice and I won't roll another D100. No, I'm kidding. Of course I'm going to roll another D100. Okay, so this time the percentage for you guys getting attacked is even higher, meaning that like there's an even smaller chance.
Okay.
So in other words, anything under 75.
It's going to be now 100.
Anything under 75 is
100.
okay. Okay, there we go. That's fine. You're okay. So the funny thing is, right, is the original one was supposed to be anything over 60, and obviously I got 69. This time it's anything under 75. So there we go. Okay, so yeah. So 3 hours pass. You empty your entire stockpile, Felix, which takes about 5 or 10 minutes at best, as you eventually deflate. Cloak, you steal all these guys' badges, as they only had 4, one for each member. It seems as though most of them disappear, however, not long after you take their badges. Or at least, should I say, 2 of them do, as the other 2 don't. After you have a look through their stuff, you notice that they are definitively dead. The 2 that are absolutely dead are the 2 that you had injured, and they have eventually succumbed to their wounds. However, eventually 3 hours pass after the initial 4, which means that you guys are now officially into hour 6 of the tournament, which means that you have 42 hours later.
I am so well rested. I am the best rested.
Rakia,
I awake like Snow White.
You are rested, however not well rested, as you have only gained a short rest. This means that whoever has rested will have now gained half of their maximum health back, on top of whatever amount of health that they had. So, for instance, Fletcher, you had 26, that means that 13. So I will remove the original damage that you had, which basically means that you are back to 13 health. Adrian, yours was 25, unless if I'm mistaken, which obviously,
25.
in this point, it would be rounding down to 12, which means that, again, putting it back to exactly 0, and then giving you 12, which means that instead of taking 25 damage, you are on 13. And finally, Rakia.
Yeah. I'm 31 health.
31, so of course that means 15. So, again, adding 15, or should I say 15 taking away from the current amount that you currently have, which is 24, which then goes from 24 to 19, and then a lovely 9. So you have in total 9 damage taken on you. So obviously that means that you have 22 health.
Yeah.
There we go. So you guys are relatively rested. Anything that requires a short rest for you to get back, you now have back. Any of your abilities or so on and so forth. And now, it's now time to talk about exactly what happened, as I will say any actual injuries that you guys have taken haven't exactly been removed. You might still have scars or bruises, but they don't hurt as much as they did before. Cloak and Felix, you have been waiting around for the last 3 hours. They seem to be rested well enough, but obviously the 2 of you have sustained damage. As a matter of fact, Felix, you are at 0% of your power's capacity. You depowered hours ago. I will say, for the other 2 hours, you could roll if you would like, to try and do some breathing exercises, considering that you were without your powers for 2 hours. So I'd say you can roll nerve twice. Yeah.
Yeah. The first one is a fail.
Okay.
And all right.
Second one's a success.
And so 7 nerve.
There we go.
Or 7 stockpile.
Yeah, 7 stockpile. Right, so now that that's happened, all of you who were asleep have now awoken, or all of you who were knocked unconscious have now awoken, as we now open back up to all of you are now in the pit. It is now, at this point, it was 11 around about the time that you guys went to sleep, so it is now officially 4 hours later, which that means that it is now 3 o'clock.
We should scout. Find our post.
We should definitely find food, that's for... We need to eat at some point.
Sounds like a good idea.
Then we're in agreement.
If you're all in agreement,
I'm rather famished.
all of you, how far would you like to go from your pit, or would you like to leave it entirely and continue on away from it?
I don't mind.
You
can always make another pet.
I can always create more places for us to rest.
Try not to jump into it.
He just looks away, looks down, okay, just like one arm over the other. Just that was not the not my best moment, I must admit.
The one particular thing that is buzzing around most of you guys at this point, yes, I did it, is currently the constant feeling of you guys should probably figure out if you are all separating or sticking together. Considering Cloak, you had to basically do this fight mostly on your own until Felix, by some miracle, woke up. Well, not necessarily a miracle, it was a gunshot, but who's to say who's to say that you could always count on Felix if he was asleep, or on anyone else if they were unconscious?
How many bullets does this gun have left as well?
Well, you used about 3, didn't you?
I used 2, but one had already been used before I had it.
Okay, if you check it, you'll be able to see it, since it is a magazine-fed gun. You currently have 5 left.
Okay.
Can I ask something about blocking? If I were to make like arm shields, they take the damage instead.
If they weren't made out of your own biology, yes.
Can I grab a bunch of twigs and make them into 2 arm shields? Like, you know, to like 2 more or less just like wooden blocks around my arms.
Although I will say, wood will only give you a +2 damage resistance to physical.
It's still better than nothing. I think,
yeah, fair enough.
Like blocking, it'll take the damage, won't it?
So long as the damage doesn't break through the damage resistance and durability. For instance, if the durability of the weapon is less than the damage of the attack, it will break through and then damage you. And at that point, that counts as a failed block, so any of that damage is not halved. Also, a successful block with a weapon is indeed only half when you get 5 or above, unless if you have shield parry.
Then I shall get some stones instead.
I mean, those will be incredibly heavy, but obviously if you're in your hybrid mode, that won't be too much of a problem. The damage resistance will be +4.
Go.
Yeah, sure. You make 1. However, what is your current strength?
+4.
Okay, yeah, no, you're able to have it, yeah. But super strength will basically be able to make it wieldable. And you make a second
the
one.
other arm.
Yeah, okay. I'm assuming you only make them large enough around your arms.
Oh yeah, just more or less, just like...
Almost like the Captain America shields from the...
Like the elbow down to like the wrist.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Sort of almost like bracelet shields or something.
More or less, just like if someone like the Wonder Woman bracelets.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. No, that's alright.
Like, so I can actually block and actually.
They feel
like, not
relatively
take damage.
uncomfortable, but yeah, other than that, and they're a little weighty, but considering your strength, yeah, they're not too bad.
Okay.
They will have a
What's the
durability of
durability?
30 each.
Okay.
And a damage resistance of +4 physical. They'll also have a lightning resistance of +4 physical as well. So what would you guys like to do? So as you all discuss, the main two things that you guys need to think about is A, are you guys going to stay here and go out to find things? And B, are you going out to find things together or separating to go out into different directions?
I mean, I could go sort of spear fishing, I guess.
I could track prey.
Does anyone else want to bring up something?
You go and search for some edible plants. Berries.
Yeah, I could search for berries. It's just, do we want to stay here, or should we make a different camp location?
The loud noises we have made, eventually it will draw attention, so maybe we should be on the move afterwards.
Not to mention, there are 2 dead bodies currently stinking it up out not too far outside of the hole.
True.
Are they just lying there? Do I see them?
Oh, I should. Yeah. By the way, yeah. Oh, also, I should probably mention this. Felix, you also gained some points. The amount of points that you gained was 78. So you gained an extra 78 points.
Ooh.
I just put them into the ground.
Yeah, you can if you'd like.
To just kind of make them like go
As
into the
you
ground.
well, hang on a second. As you go up to see them, they are no longer there.
Okay.
However,
Makes it easy.
I want you to roll me an insight or a perception.
Okay, doke. Actually, that's the same then. It'll just be 1d20 plus 1, so 10.
Which one would you like to choose?
That's perception.
Okay.
Insight is 0. Perception.
Okay. Is that 10, yeah? Is that the 10 you roll? Oh, no.
Yeah, because it would be the same as my SP roll for structure.
I'd say, yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough.
Do you want me to roll again?
You know what, I'll be nice and say that you don't have to if you don't want to.
10's good. 10's a pretty good.
10's
roll.
alright. I mean, if you want any better, you can always re-roll.
And I should roll again. Just
Yeah,
it's
okay.
going to be worse. I bet.
Only just because there you go. Natural 20.
Bald.
Okay, so with your perception, something very alarming has happened. For some reason, the blood is indeed all over the place. However, the katana is also missing. Something that you noticed from before is usually if a person disappears, any items that were no longer being held by them don't disappear with them. Even more alarming, as you look further around, the blood trails off in a specific direction. And eventually, do you follow the trail any further, or than your eyesight, or do you continue walking to follow it?
I'd most likely indicate to the rest of the group because I believe I have a rough idea what this might be.
Okay, how would you like to
Might be a
indicate?
weapon. I believe one of the people may have walked away from the casino. Kind of like that, kind of like waved my arm, just kind of like to indicate to the blood.
Yeah, okay. Now, I will say just to you that you have noticed something very specific. That is a large, thick trail of blood, like almost like as if the bodies had been dragged.
Oh. Or perhaps not. I'll still... Actually, can I transform before I follow because I sense I may be ambushed.
Okay, yeah, roll for it. So everyone else, are you going to follow Adrian?
I am curious as to the trail of blood. So yes.
Everyone else,
Might
yeah?
take another shot at one of them if they are still alive.
Cloak, what about you?
I will watch our backs.
Okay, as you all leave the pit and follow Adrian, Adrian, you keep following the trail of blood, but eventually the trail stops. It's about 20 to 30 meters away from the hole where it stops. But I want all of you to roll me a perception or an insight. Please let me know which one it is by adding a comment at the end.
I am oh yeah, okay, I get you. So, I don't have to say it. I'm just gonna go with
Yeah, that's alright.
Okay, 2 there, and
You can either write a comment after your message, or you can just basically put it at the end of the dice roll by just hitting, plus whatever, and then, yeah, there you go. Exactly how Raki is done it. Exactly how Alex just did it there. Okay, so 11 on insight.
Right.
An 8 on perception for Adrian. A 12 on insight for Fletcher. An 11 on percept. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I had to say it. And
Can I use like instinctive just because I'm more trying to watch around us?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sure. So you won't actually be privy to any of the stuff that is going on in this particular situation, but you're more. Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
Well, that does not work.
Never mind. As I'll say that you can still roll perception, but it won't be for what's going on in front of everyone.
Yeah, fair enough. Perception is okay.
Perception rollers. Okay, you got an 8, so you just see it stop dead. Adrian, you just see it stop dead. However, for Felix, when Adrian just sees that it stops dead and then proclaims that it stops dead, Felix, you actually point over to something a little further up. About 5 meters away, there are bloody footprints. And for the insighters, you realise that the bloody footprints are definitely also a sign that these particular individuals must have gotten up. As one particular reason is, you can also slightly see drops of blood in between each footstep, meaning that they were no longer making trails.
Might I roll a power knowledge?
You might indeed.
This may not work. I've only got a 2, but yeah, I've only got a 2 on that. But that's okay because I know what's going on here. Do it, damn it! No, I don't know what's going on here.
No idea. No idea. Either way, this is all kind of strange because Cloak, you're pretty damn sure that those guys were dead after you inspected them, and you told everyone that, but you're not looking at them. As you are currently looking around, you can hear, just off in the faint distance, from, let's say for instance, from the left, going from behind, so it's more to the left, so the opposite direction of where they're going to, you can hear faint noises of slashing and cutting and people suddenly like screaming.
Okay.
Along with the sound, "Oh God, please help!" and then just immediately another PLAH! You can hear that it must be around about 30 to 50 meters away at best.
Who is directly in front of me?
No one is directly in front of you, however some people are directly behind you, as you said that you were at the back. The person who is directly behind you, I'm going to say, is Fletcher.
So,
We should find cover.
I trust your instincts.
It sounds like there's some kind of slasher running through these woods.
Do you inform the rest of the group, or is the rest of the group a little too preoccupied with these footstep conundrum?
I Felix finds these footprints unnerving. If you catch my.
Okay, yeah, roll for Nev.
Yeah, just yeah. Oh boy, I sure do feel I need to roll.
Yeah.
Scary.
Oh man, I
Oh,
feel like
no.
I'm rolling in the deep of the nerves. If you catch my drift, yeah, okay, no, Felix, you actually like in relative anime fashion, the top of your face is blue as you let out a scream, as all you can think is the dead have risen. As I'm going to ask you to roll me a willpower.
Okay. AKA just a flat d20. That's a 19.
The one time, man. You do that, and then you just sort of like put your hand over your mouth and just suddenly start shaking, as you suddenly start thinking the dead are starting to rise. What is going on? This is just too creepy. But you don't panic, or at least you don't outwardly start frantically faffing. However, I'm going to say, Rakia, you start noticing that the two people behind you are no longer even bothering about this very strange phenomena. Instead, the two of them are actually crouched down and whispering to each other.
Can I sidle on in?
You do.
Just like, what you talking about?
As I'm going to ask the two of you who have just been introduced to this new thing that Cloak has just talked about to roll perception. Meanwhile, Adrian, you are currently looking at these footsteps perplexed.
Probably going to look up and see maybe they flew away or something grabbed them from above.
You don't see any blood on the trees above.
So do I have to roll a perception? No.
Yep, perception for both you and Fletcher.
Okay, just making sure.
Fletcher, you can also hear this. However, it does sound around about the same distance as Cloak originally explained to you. You hear slashing, smashing, smacking, and also cracking of either like as if it was. I guess the best way to explain it is it's either flesh being split open or bones being crushed. Even people suddenly losing the ability to breathe without blood filling up their lungs.
Was cannibalism against the rules? I'm just thinking, cannibalism is probably a pretty decent way to get food.
All I'll say is this: the thing that passes in your mind is that is the question that passes in your mind. Two of which you cannot honestly remember if that was or was not in one of the rules. But as Rakia,
serial killers doing this.
I mean, technically, yes. Yeah, as Rakia and Fletcher, you start hearing it, but it doesn't sound like as if it's coming any closer. It almost sounds like as if it's staying in that specific area. So what would you guys like to do?
I would like to gesture towards Adrian.
Adrian is still preoccupied by looking up and down all throughout and wondering exactly where those footsteps go. I will say, Adrian, that you do see the footsteps, and you do see that they continue. So it is possible that they go further into the forest.
Where do they stop and then there's another set of footprints?
So the trail of blood stops, and then it's just bloodied footprints from then on.
Oh. Okay. How far does it go? Very far? Does it look like?
It stops after a while only because there's a couple of bushes that are covered in blood, and that's where they stop only because that you can't see past that bush. So it could continue further.
I might try stealthily move towards the bushes just so I can take a look over them.
Okay, that's about 10 meters away, but okay, roll for stealth.
Makes sense.
As you sort of start trying to sort of slowly crawl. Yeah, you are in your hybrid mode, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you succeeded, yeah. As you start crawling towards it, sort of like slowly and ever so carefully, you then sort of like step on something and it sort of makes you jump as you make sort of a burbly sort of noise. As like a huge
my wings just flap making the buzzing noise irritably.
As any kind of subtlety is immediately gone. However, I want to point this out. It is very loud, the noises that Adrian is making, but any of those three who are listening out for this particular massacre noise, it still does not seem to be sounding like as if it's getting any closer. Oh God! Please! What? No! But it does not seem like as if it gets any closer.
I just sort of, I'm just going to whisper and say, that thing is probably racking up a lot of points.
It must be pretty strong. It sounds like it's just slaughtering its way through a bunch of people.
Then shouldn't we avoid it?
We can't keep avoiding things forever.
We haven't really avoided anything thus far. We've just fought things head on.
Exactly. And look how many points and badges we have.
And we don't need any more.
Yes, we do.
No, we've already passed.
But most badges. More badges, more points.
We don't even know what the points do.
I don't know how to tell you this, but we're kind of weakened after fighting some pretty basic enemies. If there's something rushing through the forest slaughtering everyone, I don't think we stand the best chance right now.
It is beyond the bush.
As you go past beyond the bush and take a peek in, as you buzz, you see a large quantity. I'd say about maybe 4 or 5 of these seeming to be almost blood-covered people as they're swarmed around something. Something that seems to give off a strange green glow just from the top of their, just from the way that it seems to sort of bounce off of the top of their heads. As one of them slightly moves, ever so limpingly, it seems to be what was originally showed as a beacon. These beacons are where they place badges. As they then are sort of moving, I want you to roll me an insight. I will grant you an insight of advantage.
Okay, so that's 2d20 then.
Okay.
Because I don't have anything in 17!
That was in the in-game chat, not in the dice rolls, so you're going to have to re-roll it.
Bugger! 2 nat ones, baby! 11.
11, there you go. As you see, the bodies are just moving purposefully. They're not moving like normal bodies. They're almost limpingly sort of just doing the bare minimum movements to get to wherever they're going. Shambling, you could almost say.
I roll power knowledge.
You
This is
can
a
indeed.
shambling mind.
You can indeed roll power knowledge. As whilst you're rolling power knowledge, you do indeed hear a voice. And the voice suddenly comes from behind them as they suddenly sort of part like the Red Sea. As behind this person, who is now revealed, there are now 3 more. That brings the total up to 9 of these things that are beneath this guy. Ah, damn it! I was only able to get at least 7. And you, my new 2 compatriots, you didn't even have any on you? Damn it! This is going to be more difficult than I originally thought. Oh well, at least I still have mine. And since all of my other compatriots don't have any left, that would bring the total that I was able to steal from them about... Yes, that would mean a nice 13. Who knows how many points that would rack me up by the end of this. Either way, my pointer is at least saying a good old 347. That isn't too bad. However, I'll need more to add to my army of the dead, as it completely confirms Adrian's original thought. Maybe someone's controlling them. Oh wait, here's the guy right now. And yeah, he just pretty much confirmed it out loud. Either way, we should definitely get out of here, my minions. For now, we shall hurry away. Nevertheless, I should be more careful. This guy is rather grizzled and sort of looks a little crazy. Fairly sort of rough beard, short but messy hair, and also even weirder, he's actually wearing sort of like... The best way to explain it is a white and black version almost of your kind of clothing, Adrian. Sort of almost like a white and black sort of like vest and shirt. However, it is covered with blood and he seems to be wearing some strange blue surgical gloves.
Okay. I'm going to... I'm assuming he hasn't seen me yet, surprisingly.
He hasn't seen you, which is weird considering how loud you were being.
Yeah, considering I was the least stealth, considering I literally rolled a natural 1.
This is actually something that swims around in your head as it's like, how has he not bothered to notice me? But it seems as though it seems to be more like as if he's got a dialogue to himself. I'm going to say that with the roll that you got with that insight, it's also very obvious that this guy is very lonely.
Okay, I'm going to... Well, first things first, I'm going to try and get my stinger out, and then I will present myself.
No!
A stinger appears out of your right or left hand?
Right hand.
Okay. A stinger protrudes out of it. As I'm assuming that you now walk out from the bush.
Hello there.
He then turns around. Wow! What a magnificent specimen you are! My days, I've never seen anything like that in all my years. Then again, I've only been around here for about 25. And what exactly are you doing here, Flower?
Tad. I'm Adrian B. Crawford.
Right.
And I'm assuming that you're here for a fight.
What? Who said that I was here for a fight? I'm only looking to increase my... standing. So far I've done pretty well, and I don't really need to actually fight you. What would be the point in that? So far I am currently stealing anything that I need, and right now I don't need to fight you.
Many bodies lying about, dare I say.
Well, these bodies are no longer of any use to anyone else. I mean, just take a look. As you have a little further look at the horde, 3 of them you definitely recognise. 2 of them were the bodies that were supposed to be the ones outside of the hole. However, the other 2 were ones of the dead that were killed earlier today by your team.
One of them the one I killed?
Yes.
Yeah. So... You're just moving about then. You're not intending to actually fight anyone.
There's no point. After all, my companions will do the fighting.
Then unless we have anything further to discuss, I suppose we shall be all then.
Of course, although I do have to ask a question. That body of yours, is it by any chance a superpower, or are you an anthropial?
I'd say it is a superpower. It was a gift, I dare say. One that I take much pride in.
So you're
Light bow.
superhuman. That's indeed interesting. Then again, I would have liked to have added an anthropial to my horde. Never mind. Although, I doubt that you'd be much use to me, considering that this is usually where most people would have already racked up more than just a single badge. So by that point value, I would have to discuss that... No. Never mind. I won't discuss anything with you any further. It seems as though that you must be rather high in your capabilities, to at least be able to protrude a stinger from your hybrid form. Midway, I'd say.
Dare say it's my most personal question. I'd be quite rude to discuss openly.
Oh, please. Discussion of powers is almost kind of the whole point of having them, isn't it? But nevertheless, I will let you live for now. But if we do meet again, beware, for I will not exactly be so kind. So hurry on.
Nor shall I. Like polite bow again. When next we meet. And then I shall, turn back into the bushes, I guess.
Fair enough.
Great, we have Puppet Man and Fire Dude. Who will be
just
back
pull-
for us.
Yeah, they're just biding their time until they kill us.
Yeah.
We're just very polite fighters, so we are.
I'm gonna ask you to roll me a perception or an insight. Adrian.
Turns out he's just gonna straight up double cross my perception.
No, not at all. You sort of go through. You just sort of go through the bushes and just sort of see as he does actually straight up turn around and leave you. That's actually why I wanted you to actually have that, because then you don't have that paranoia. Because I knew that you were going to ask me that. So yeah, no, you actually do see him go by. As you do so,
to be honest, I was accepting he was going to go away until he said
Okay.
roll perception.
That's all right. As you do so, you notice that you get some of the blood from the bushes on you. Like you start touching it, and it's all gross.
I've despoiled my attire. I'm just going to kind of try and rub it off, I guess.
Fair enough. As you sort of just start rubbing it off, you suddenly start feeling like this horrible feeling in your arm. As suddenly, your arm starts rotting as you suddenly have a blackened pustule on your right arm. As you have been dealt 9 points off of your maximum health.
Oh, decay damage.
These things always happen to me.
Well, I don't know, mister. I'm gonna jump in the hole.
Right.
As you are now, instead of 25, 16 of maximum health. As your entire arm has now begun to be corrupted with some kind of decaying rot. As this has happened, roll me a constitution save.
Oh, goddamn.
You
I lose the arm.
No, not at all. You feel sick in your stomach, as you have no idea how this can be cured, but even worse, your body starts to feel feverish. As you return to your team, I will say that the other three who have been listening in wait, I want to point out that the cries and screams have been getting lesser and lesser, but it has not been getting any closer. Fletcher, Cloak, and Rakia, you hear the voices and the noises dim down, but not out of distance gained, no, but out of whoever is out there is being thinned out.
I feel like Felix has just been staring at the footprints this entire time.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because as you do continue staring at them, Adrian B. Crawford comes out, and I'm going to say
Like
roll.
arm behind their back, just so that they can't say.
Fair enough. I'm still going to say roll nerve either way, because it's just the fact that like you're so like on edge that this could actually just like make you jump. So roll nerve, Felix.
Okay.
As what are the other three thinking?
That's supposed to be a +3, but either way.
That's all right. Yeah, that's a success. As what are the other three thinking as they are hearing these noises?
I mean, they're going further away.
No, they're not going further away. It's just that there's less and less of the voices now.
Oh, so it's like, well, Rakia's like, on one level, it's like, yes, this could be incredibly dangerous. So there might be above our current fighting level, but at the same time, it's like, I want to go see. They might have a lot of badges. They might have a lot of shiny things that I can have. And I'm also like, I'm not going to say all of this in Rakia's voice because it's like
fair enough.
bit complex, but my reasoning, as it is that there is true. Yes, he may be above our pay, but again, if we leave him, he may get stronger, and we'll have to deal with him later. And that's an issue I have.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. That's your logic. Are you going to at least convey that to them? You don't have to say.
Yeah, I am going to convey that. Yeah.
Okay. What do Fletcher and Cloak say to this?
Sure.
You're muted, Bill.
Yes.
So yeah, Fletcher and Cloak. What do you exactly believe about this? I mean, as Rakia has just said, that on one hand, point value, on the other hand, danger. But on the other hand, the danger could get worse as he might level up later. On the other hand, yes, it could be dangerous for us now, but it could be also more helpful to us. So the scales are sort of balancing each other out in the terms of risk to danger. At least in Rakia's mind.
I am not in the mood for fighting them. I just don't think it's worth it.
I mean, it's going to be inevitable. We either fight now or we fight later.
Well, I'd rather fight later.
As you guys notice that Adrian returns, and Felix has sort of calmed down a bit and has followed, or at least come with Adrian. Adrian has their arm around their back, but that is not the current pressing issue for any of the three of you. As Adrian, you have noticed that these three have sort of been chatting amongst themselves.
I've discovered where the end of the blood trail leads.
Anything interesting?
I believe either a necromancer or perhaps an effigy user. One or the other.
See, I can do it. Do I see his decayed arm?
No, again, it's behind his back, so you'd have to roll insight if you want to.
What's behind his back? What you got behind your back?
Yeah, so roll insight to see if you even try to notice it.
It's usually that has been one of their common moves, is being one arm behind the back, one arm over their other, like in front of them.
Yeah, like as Sam said,
it's use my special SPMA ability, which I haven't used because I've finally got that one.
Okay. I mean, I feel like this is a bit of a waste, but okay.
Free reroll for wisdom-based rolls can only be used once
why?
I feel like you are going to definitely need this ability for something later, but okay, roll for it.
Are you sure? I mean, well, I don't know. I don't want to second-guess myself.
No, that's all right. Go on, roll for it.
No, I don't know. Now that you've said that, you're definitely going to need it.
No,
I don't want to do that.
You've already locked yourself in. Roll for it.
I mean, after you said that, I'm like, oh, well, not sure about that now.
No, just roll for it. It's fine.
Oh, okay, fine. I'm going to roll for it. Yeah.
To be fair, you can never guarantee when you'll get another natural one. If you get another natural one now, I'm going to laugh so hard that I might actually have to mute my microphone.
Here we go, natural one. Come on, baby. I've got 14.
Okay. You notice that obviously Adrian does have their arm behind their back, but I'm going to say on this particular day, on this particular moment, Adrian has sort of almost put it behind their back in a little different way, almost entirely covering up the entirety of their arm, like as if something's wrong. Also, just to note this, even if it wasn't out of the ordinary, you notice that they are sweating, which is strange because you didn't know that wasps could sweat.
I'm sort of start to circle you like an animal, just kind of like sort of trying to investigate, just curious about you further because you seem to be hiding something now.
Probably just keeps spinning in tandem with you.
As soon as you do, the other two, if not all three of them, also notice that there is some horrific black growth on your arm. Do any of the three of you say anything whilst Brakia is currently playing this cat and mouse game?
Adrian? Why do you only have 5 arms? Don't you normally have 6 when you're in your transformed state?
First of all, no, he doesn't.
No.
Second, he hasn't lost an arm.
Just there's Adrian, just visible confusion. Have you been eating the berries again?
He says whilst licking like a large bit of bark, just licking the sap off of a bit of bark.
We keep telling you, talk to us first so we can tell which berries are good and which berries are hallucinogenic.
Sorry, it was so shiny I wanted to try it.
They made me smell colors.
Whoa.
It tastes music.
But yeah, either way, you see the rotting pustule on their right arm. Or was it left? I can't even remember now.
Right, left. We'll go left.
Yeah, we'll go left. Write that down.
Sure looks like we shouldn't go after them then.
The berries?
You guys found berries?
As Felix, you also see this horrible pustule on their arm, practically almost encompassing the bit between their wrist and their elbow. Now, normally, this would obviously be covered up by some kind of stone bracelet, or I say normally, I mean, obviously in the usual circumstance. However, it's also corrupted the bottom of their hand and has actually created pustules just out on the outskirts of their wrist, as well as their elbow.
Is that not covered by the clothes themselves?
No.
Okay. Even the elbow part?
No. Well, okay. Okay, fine. To give specification to it then, the entirety of your arm and hand, from elbow down, meaning that the hand is visually looking to be a different shade of darkness or black or whatever, as it is covered in horrifying looking pustules of both red, white, and yellow.
So it's like what do you call the guy who runs Hogwarts again? Remember whenever he put on the ring and his hand just decayed? Yeah, Dumbledore, whenever his hand just decayed. Just looks kind of like that, I'm assuming.
Yeah, either that or basically kind of almost like as if your hand is infected by the flood from Halo. One of the two.
See, have I seen it? Or are you still spinning around trying to not to show me?
I mean, have you moved your arm out of the way now that the other three have gotten a good eyeful?
Probably not. I just still gently spinning around. I mean, Rick is still just kind of doing this weird.
Show me!
Whilst this is going on, I'm going to say Fletcher and Cloak, both of you roll me a perception whilst this is going on.
I am very perceptive.
I can see the air itself. And by that I mean you're blinded by the air itself. Let's hope that Fletcher gets something a little better.
No.
No? Okay.
Could I try and perceive anything, or?
Yeah, you can roll perception, but the other two can't, as you are too busy dancing around and you're too busy chasing the hidden arm. So yeah, Felix.
Cool.
Okay. So Felix, as you're sort of like hearing that, you can start hearing like rustling from behind you. As you can sort of start hearing like just shaking of bushes, cracking of trees, stuff like that. As you sort of, do you turn around or do you?
Yeah.
As you turn around, you just see a guy, running away next basically with just this woman in front of him. As it looks like he's chasing her. As all of a sudden, you then hear him just say, "Please, please, save me, save me!" As then, as if like coming out of a nightmare, he stops and then just gets suddenly like smashed against a tree by something grabbing onto his legs and then pulled back as he goes, "No, no!"
And no one else hears
No
this?
one else sees or hears this because they're too busy just staring at this arm and watching this silliness. As suddenly this woman starts running, as she just runs right past you. All of you now notice this woman run past, as she is covered in blood and seems as though she is relatively injured.
That's normal.
I think we might also need to.
And can I finally stop spinning around and trying to see what the thing that she ran away from was?
Yeah, as I'm going to say that whilst you say that specific phrase, you sort of point backwards, or even you're looking directly in that direction, as the rest of you look off in that direction too. All of you roll me either an insight or perception, and I'm going to say that you can get an advantage because it is pretty much out in the open. So yeah, roll insight or perception. Just let me know which one it is.
I'm going to go with insight.
Okay, just add it as a comment.
Oh, yay, baby! It's 11.
I guess I will use perception.
Okay.
Your arm is too distracting, Adrian.
We just can't see any of it.
What you're
We're just
doing,
that blind.
Fletcher? What you're doing at this point, Fletcher, is just doing double takes, like looking at the arm, looking back at that direction, looking back at the arm, looking back at the direction. You don't know which one to focus on. I want to point out, Felix, you didn't need to roll it, but at least since you now have, you can see a little bit more as Cloak, Felix, and I'll say Rakier as well. You guys actually see something blur like in between the different trees, as then just an arm, like as a body slaps against a tree just out of nowhere, an arm just flings off and just goes past Cloak's head. Just a severed arm. As you then just hear this unforgivable crunching and then suddenly sort of a chewing noise. Like
Guys, I think it's time to leave.
As you say that, you then, all of you who got anywhere from 10 or above, see a hand wrap around one of the trees. It is jet black. As dark as a shadow itself, it then appears out, its fingers sharp like tiny little knives, as it appears out, blood-covered mouth, as it stares at you with, fun enough, pupilless red eyes. This thing is about 3 meters tall, as it then says,
All right, Rick, yeah, you got this.
Deep breaths, everyone. Deep breaths.
Okay. Well,
So this, I want to point this thing out. This thing is about 15 meters away. You guys all have the options. I won't tell you them, but you all have some options.
Okay, well, am I able to roll nerve?
Yes, you indeed can roll nerve for this. Yeah, I don't blame you.
All right,
Okay.
cool.
All right.
10. I am back up to full on.
Nice.
Stockpile.
hold on a sec. Yeah.
Okay, so all of you guys have a choice to make now. What do you wish to do? I will say that it's you guys. You're collectively. You're not in combat yet, but it's collectively your guys' choice. You can do something.
How big is this person?
Again, they are 3 meters tall, so they're about a meter taller than a door.
And you said they are just a hand? Or...
No. At first, you only saw a hand wrap around a tree. When you see them eventually, they are thin, tall, black skin, like pure jet black skin, like actual night black skin. Bald, completely zero hair, and they all they have is basically just like shorts. They don't seem to be wearing any other clothes, and they just look with a rabid face, blood pouring down from their mouth, as it's very obvious that they took a bite out of something as they're chewing, as the only thing that they say in that creepy voice is meat.
They seem to be very fast.
They have the glowing tattoo.
They indeed do have a glowing tattoo on their left arm, which is not wrapped around a tree.
I do say that we fight.
I'm gonna. In that case, if that is the case, if we're fighting, I'm going to initiate my my ability in human movement.
Is what is that? Is that
it's when I get like. Hold on a second.
No. As in, like, what is that cooldown? Is it long rest, short rest, or day?
Short rest, isn't it? I thought it was short rest.
Have you seen
Wait,
it?
is this the racial ability?
The racial ability.
It's a racial
They're
ability.
all once every 24 hours.
Oh, so I can't use that. Okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Oh well. In that case, I will attempt to throw a knife in directly in their face.
Okay.
Don't ask questions later. Just throw it in their face.
And that's what you want to do then, yeah? You want to start combat.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Well, I'm getting out of the way.
Oh no, inhuman movement is once per short rest. Yep.
Yes, so I can do it.
Yeah.
Hey, all right then. So, question: how do I do it? Is it just one?
Yeah,
D4?
just activate it and you just roll a d4.
Okay, D4. All right. Yeah, I don't have to roll if it to activate. It's just a racial ability. It's just saying I activate it.
Yeah, well, you have to roll the d4 and state that you're activating it. Yeah.
All right. I am activating it.
Damn, another natural 4 with that ability. Nice. Okay, so for the next 4 minutes /4 in combat turns, you will be able to have advantage on any dex-based things, and your movement speed is technically doubled. Okay, and you wish to roll. You wish to roll that, yeah?
Yep. To roll my knife, I guess. Okay. Yeah. Do I roll dex for throwing the knife, or?
Yes.
I can't remember that either.
Unless if you're using reactive / which you don't have, you have to use the thing. But yeah, other than that, you can just use accuracy with dex.
All right, accuracy it is.
Yeah.
I guess that would be advantage, wouldn't it? Or no? No.
I mean, well, since you're using inhuman movement, it is advantage because it's anything under dex.
All right then. In that case, there we go. I'll do another 8 there. Sorry. Well,
Okay, yeah, nice. So as you as you sort of do that, like, you just yeet this knife. This thing attempts to dodge, but all it does is basically slightly move the knife out of the way of any of its vital organs. As you hit it in the arm, funnily enough, that was originally attached to the tree. Roll damage.
Okay, yeah. What was my damage, I wonder, for this bloody knife? It's like, it's +1 pierce, steel dagger. And I have Knife Meister. So I've got... Sorry, it's terrible. It's weapon expert and weapon wielder, so that's like up the dice 2 times. So that's D8 +1, yeah?
So you have super dex. How much super dex do you have?
I have 8. No, 4, 5, 6 super decks.
Okay, so 6 super dex. So that's a D12 on top of the original D4. So that would be 2 D8s. Then it would be plus 2 dice up, so basically 2 D10s.
And 2d6 plus 2d10s. So 2d8s plus 2d10s.
No, just 2 D10s.
Oh, so it's just 2d10s, right? 2d10s, right? 2d10s. Here we go. Come on.
Plus, obviously, your dagger. So it's +1.
Oh, +1. So that's 8.
Okay. Yep, I'll just write that down. As you hit it and you deal 8 damage. Or do you? So as you as the dagger stabs into it, I'm going to now say everyone must roll move speed, since combat is beginning.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and I was like doubled my, it's just increased my move speed a lot. So I've got.
Oh, by the way, you don't have to roll because we already know where you are.
I started it. Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh damn! I think this thing is going next.
Damn.
Okay, so Rakia, then this creature, then who's got the next highest roll? I believe that would be Cloak. Yeah. Sorry, everyone needs to let me know because I'm going between 2 different things.
No, it's this thing plus me. Then I believe Adrian.
It's Adrian.
Oh, it's Adrian. Yeah, cheers.
And then Cloak, and then Felix. Fletcher, I don't know. Have Fletcher rolled?
Yeah, 12.
Yeah, yes,
I'm
it's 12.
last.
You're going last, yeah.
Okay. Right, so it's this thing's turn. As this thing sort of like gets stabbed in the arm, it then just immediately like sort of grabs the knife, pulls it out of it, and just looks at it. As it just sort of stares ominously at it. Lol. Lol. Useless. As it then drops the knife and then stares over at all of you. Ominously, it stares and stares. Into its abyss-like eyes, you stare back. As you all wonder exactly what it may or may not be thinking. Is it truly rabid? What does it know? What is it attempting? As it then starts swaying from side to side, just for a second, as it then launches towards one of you.
Which one is it?
As it runs and runs, it then suddenly stops, only for the briefest of seconds, and darts left as it goes to slap or even claw at Cloak.
You're muted again, Bill.
Huh?
Yes, Bill. Oh no!
Oh jeez!
Damn!
I mean, Bill, you can roll, but it will be a disadvantage. Actually, wait, no. Yeah, no, it will be a disadvantage because I'm assuming you don't have reactive hit with any of your weapons.
No.
This thing's super fast. Jeez, that now is the time that I get a natural 20 of all times, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it will instantly wipe me out, but...
I actually need to check this thing's damage anyway.
TPK. TPK.
The T-est of the P-est of the Ks.
I told you.
I mean, hey, if we all die, we can all play skeletons next game.
The thing that I like the idea of this moment is just as he's getting slapped, all that he goes is, "I told you this would happen." Anyway, yeah, right. What are you rolling, Bill?
I'm just gonna...
I'm pretty sure haven't you been using finesse most of this time?
Yeah, but I'm not going to. I'm going to... I might as well just try and use sheer will. Because I can half the damage one time, can't I?
I mean, sheer will can happen even if you failed things, I think. Wait, hang on a sec. Is sheer will a defensive style? No, it's a one-off ability, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I think it's a new skill, but it has a special ability where it's just basically you roll it after you've been hit. So yeah, you can roll it after you've been hit.
Okay, well, it's like a double natural 20s then.
I think, don't you have something that grants you a +8 or something? So I mean, technically, if you got... Oh yeah, no, yeah, actually, no, you would need... Well, there's no point in not trying, I guess.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And then just roll for your willpower.
Bad.
No, it's not. But it's not good enough.
Probably not going to work. Of course it doesn't work.
As you are taking... TPK. TP... No. Eight points of damage. As you have now taken a sum total of 16 over the course of your character's current day. Oh. You know what? I'm not going to be mean and do double damage just because I got a natural 20. I've already rolled it. I'm not going to roll it again. Anyway, right. So this thing just straight up smacked you as it does quite a bit of damage. As it then sort of turns around to look at the rest of you. It is now, I believe, Adrian's turn. It is indeed Adrian's turn.
Okay.
Adrian's turn.
I'm going to try as. I'm going to try and use an SP may I have. First, I actually have to hit him.
Okay, so how do you want to
I'm going
do
to
this?
want to try and do. You know my paralysis.
All right.
So
what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to roll to actually activate the ability, and then obviously then roll to land it.
Okay. Well, it happens. Now I have to roll to actually hit him.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is no, I still do damage, but I don't do poison damage.
Well, I mean, like
I guess my D8.
Yeah, I mean, either way, you need to hit him first.
Yeah, which is the one downside to this ability. So +6.
Yay!
Oh.
That hasn't done it.
You know what? Yeah, because it was an evasion. Yeah. Well, not an evasion, but you get my point.
I used to roll con metabolism.
Okay.
It has to be an 18, and I think he still takes some amount of damage. Actually,
I don't think it will need to be an 18. I think it would need to be a 15. No, yeah, 15.
No, it has to be my SP roll, don't I?
No, if it's an injury or an ailment, it's based on the injury or ailment situation.
Okay.
So since you got technically 18, that's actually 15, so you need to get 10.
Oh.
Trust me, that it's not the end of the world because he's not got the best anyway. Oh.
Oh, damn it.
You saying, Joe?
You know what? I hate being wrong at the moment. I really do, because I really didn't think that you guys Never mind. Okay, so either way, you did some damage, which means that he has definitely been damaged. So, it is now your turn, Cloak.
Well, now Adrian is confronting the creature, and I said I wasn't going to fight. I am simply going to walk away.
You're going to walk away.
Well, I mean, run away between. Actually, can I stealth away?
I mean, you are behind
Because
this thing, so it's up to you.
You disappear into the shadow.
So whereabouts are you going? Are you just trying to get back to the hole?
Not necessarily. More just, I suppose, hide away in the general area.
Okay, fair enough. And that's going to be the end of your turn, just hiding away, yeah? You can roll a stealth if you like. I mean, this thing isn't looking at you, but it always, it always helps. Yeah, okay. And that's the end of your turn, as to everyone else, Cloak either just starts walking away or just F's off, as it's now Felix's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and transform.
Where you're standing?
It's a good point, considering willpower. I'm just trying to think. Should I run up to the?
Would you like? I'll tell you what. I'll give you a free intelligence roll.
Sure. Great.
We're the creature transform, deck Adrian in the face.
That's just a flat d20.
Just a flat d20, natural
Oh,
one. Might as well transform right there. Yeah, it's
might
fine.
as well. Just,
right when you're right next to Rack here as well. Yeah.
Yeah, That's,
nice. Now roll willpower.
Cool. That's another regular d20. 16. I do.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Oh, right. You have one roll left. You have
So
one.
bad, 'cause,
Would you like to
I
attack?
don't evading with my intimidation.
Yeah, I would like to run up and try and punch this thing in the face.
Okay. I'm assuming that's strength. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and make it strength.
Okay.
And it's a d20 plus 6, I think. I'm
Yes.
currently
Yeah.
at full. Yeah.
Nice. Meaty biff to the mush. So you punch it. Roll for damage.
D10 plus a d4, was it?
I believe since you're max, that would be one dice up above that, which is technically a d6 plus a d10, which is a 2d8s.
Okay. Yeah.
Or 4d4s if you're feeling cheeky.
12.
Nice. As you deal 12 points of damage to this thing. Yep. As it hits it in the face, as it sort of like goes back a little and staggers, as it just sort of like looks around to sort of see like, what? Okay, I could have sworn that thing was super scrawny a minute ago. As you've again bulked up and just straight away punched this thing in the face. But it doesn't seem to have hurt it all that much more than any of the other previous attacks, as it is now the turn of Fletcher.
Okay.
Honestly, Sam, I think that you crave death sometimes.
No, it's just a joke. I find that funny. I find it very funny.
I'm very scared at the moment because genuinely I see all of your health and it is terrifying. I think Raki is the only one who's actually still in green, and that's pushing it.
Sorry, guys, I'll save you.
I will say Felix is only at 7, which that does mean that he has 11 health left, but his damage resistance is saving him.
I'm at 9 HP, aren't I? Or did I take some damage after the fact?
No, I don't. No. I think you are at. You're at 11 because you have 16 health, and in total I've taken away 7. Oh yeah,
Yes,
no,
I'm
no.
at 9. Yeah, you
Sorry,
said,
I
you
just
said
yeah,
7 and 11. I'm like,
Can Connor hear us? And because I can't hear Connor.
Yep.
yeah, I can hear Connor.
Yeah, I can
I'm
hear you.
gonna
alright.
charge up
So-
my part.
Okay, yep. Does that activate phase cutting? What's the roll requirement for phase cutting?
I think it's 10. I don't think it actually says on the. But I would assume it would be 10.
You think it's 10. Let's have a look.
We're
This is
still
a-
in development, folks.
Oh, yeah. Still. I mean, that's the whole point of the dev part and dev plays. Dev element.
Deep lore.
Development playthroughs. Little peek behind the curtain there, guys. There we go. Intangibility. Roll requirement of phase cutting is... Doesn't say, so I'm going to say it's 10. Because unless if it says, I'm going to say, yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. So now roll to try and hit this thing.
Before I just whack a tree instead. Hey! Oh.
As this thing just dodges straight on past you, and then just sort of grabs your sort of midriff and just slams you down into the ground. Although, for some reason, it decided not to damage you, for whatever specific reason that is, but you are now prone and under this thing's arm. As it is just literally just clotheslined you down. As it is now the turn of Rakia yet again.
Okay. I'm going to try using my Wazer whip.
It reminds me of the Wazer rifle from Fallout series.
I was thinking that exact same thing.
Ah, okay, so you want to use your razor rip. So, how are you going to do so? Yeah, roll dex.
Okay, right, here we go. Oh, do I will advantage on that too, don't I?
Absolutely.
'Cause, I'm still in my amazing form. Oh, thank God I did as well. 20. That's a dirty 20.
Nice, yep.
Right. I don't have anything in my so it's just a D4. But with my super dex, that's like 6 times. So can someone math for me?
2d8s.
It's, yeah, originally that would be 2d8s. Yeah, 4 plus 12 is 16.
Yeah, so 2d8s.
You can be cheeky and do a 4d4.
Oh,
Plus whatever the
44.
razor whip's slashing damage is.
Oh yeah, of course. The plus 3, so 4 D4 plus 3. Okay, here we go. Oof.
Nice, 12 points of damage. Awesome. Everyone who's close enough to this, so that's Adrian, Fletcher, and Rakia. Oh, I should also mention probably Felix. So everyone other than Cloak, roll me an evasion of some sort.
Okay.
An evasive reaction,
I have a
please.
disadvantage since I'm on the ground.
I mean,
Me?
technically your intangibility counts as an evasive reaction, so you can try to roll that normally if you'd like. And all you're
Now,
trying to do is just beat an 8.
I currently have super dex, correct?
Yes.
So
So you can
that's
roll that on top of whatever you got.
so that's 5
Super
from the
dex
super
grant you
dex,
advantage?
and then regular
No,
dex is a +1, and then evasion I have a +1, so that's 7.
Yes, yeah. So that's 7, yeah.
12.
Nice, all of you beat this thing, absolutely, and it's a good thing too, because as Rakia slashes this thing, acid sprays out from its chest wound. As it attempts to spray and hit all of you, you all dodge or phase through it. Since you phase through it, however, Fletcher, you also phase through into the ground.
Oh,
As
question. I also get 1d6 of bleed on this. Does that affect this thing?
yes, so obviously roll for the 1d6 of bleed.
1d6.
Earthman.
Okay, that's 2.
Nice.
Yeah.
So anyway, so you now phase into the ground and you sort of pop back up out of this thing's arm. So you're now away from it. As it is now this thing's turn. As it just looks at you, Rakia. As it then looks at its wound, looks back at you, and then just starts drooling.
Meat. Meat. Must have meat.
As it now attempts to attack you.
All right. Well, I'm not having that. I'm not having that. I'm going to. I guess could I counterattack or?
Do you have anything that allows you to roll for reactions?
Yeah, I do have reactive hit on my martial arts. So...
Then roll for reactive hit, which is under martial art. Roll the d20 plus martial art bonus.
Okay, d20 plus 5. D20 plus. Do I? Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Don't roll advantage, by the way.
Oh no, I'm not.
No.
5. Aha.
Nice. Yep. So just need to check this. Yep. You hit this thing and you stop its attack. Roll for damage.
Okay, this is fantastic actually, because this is my new one now. This is it's D10 plus D8 plus 8, isn't it? I think. D10. Oh no, don't want that. Sorry, it's so much damage. It's so much damage.
Oh my gosh, guys! It's like
it's too much
always me.
God,
I'm
it's
burdened
so
with so much
hard.
damage. My life is really difficult, you guys, because I kill everything and leave you with nothing.
I mean, hey, I just want to say the last battle, while I didn't do much damage on my turn, the enemies attacking me, I did a lot of damage.
Actually, yeah, your reactive attacks just completely rinsed them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice. 19. So, yeah, as you hit them and deal a lovely 19 to them, as I need to quickly do this real quick. There we go. I think that's right. $18 plus what they just took. Oh wait, no, 19, sorry, plus what they just took. Yeah, okay, no. I got that right, I just wanted to make sure. Done. Okay. So, as that thing now just gets hit multiple times and just struck, like, basically it tried to almost like swipe at you, and then just as you hit it, it sort of like moved up, almost like as if your hit actually knocked them back a little. As it is now the turn of Adrian.
Okay. Debating should I just attack him or try and use my paralysis again?
I mean, it was a new skill, so you can't use it again.
Can I not?
No, you succeeded in activating it, so technically, if you failed to poison him the first time, the poison's now worn off and you can't use it again. Because new skills,
Okay,
you can only use it once per short rest.
Just going to attack him then, I guess.
Okay.
Just going to try and more or less just stab him through, like more or less stab him through the back, probably into his shoulder blade.
I mean, you're not behind him. I want to point this out.
Straight into his front then.
Okay.
Okay. And just to figure out how much strength I have again. 2, 4. Yeah, 4. So it's like
As it just dodges past your attack. It's now the turn of none other than Felix.
Yes.
So this thing has creepy eyes, acidic blood, and it seems to smack, attack, anything. It also has a creepy voice. And so far, every hit that people have done to it haven't necessarily bothered it. It hasn't really screamed out in pain. It hasn't really caused that too much of an injury.
Could I try to specifically go for the eyes?
Okay, yeah, specifically both or one.
We'll just go with one.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think, do I want it to be Dex or Strength?
Either one is fine. Although whichever one you succeed with will also then be the thing that gets an extra 10 XP. Directly injected into itself.
I'll go with Strength.
Okay.
So it's a D20, and then it's +4, I believe. Because it's
well, D20 plus 5.
+5. Yeah. 17.
I got a natural 1, so absolutely. As you just jab. I'm assuming you either strike it in the eye or you jab a couple of fingers into its eye.
Yeah, either way, I'm going for that eye.
I will roll disadvantage with Constitution since it's con against super strength.
Yeah.
This poor thing. Natural 1, you'd completely destroy its right eye.
Cool.
As this actually does make it scream out in pain. However, I don't even have to roll for this. But I do have to roll for something else.
Should I roll damage, or...?
Hang on. As you stick your fingers into this thing's eye socket, you cause it to bleed, and you deal it deals 5 points of corrosive damage to your fingers.
Okay.
As you are now from 9
to 4.
To 4, yes, exactly.
I can count.
Better than I can, apparently, since I messed that up. Yeah, so this thing has just started burning your eyes, as I will actually just do this thing.
You mean my fingers, right? My eyes aren't burning,
oh,
right?
yeah, sorry, yeah, your fingers. It's this thing is taking it. So that's 1 point of damage, but for D12 of turns, let's have a look. For the next 4 turns, it will take a D12 of damage each turn that it comes back round to your turn, as its eye socket is just currently bleeding, as you have now burnt your fingers. I'm assuming that you pull your fingers out.
Yeah. I pull them out and I start shaking them.
Since you have been dealt damage, you can roll for nerve.
Yeah.
If you get a 10 or above, you can then roll your D10. We'll now go to Fletcher.
Cool. You know what? That puts me... Forget.
It's from 12 to 13.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and make my right arm intangible.
No.
Okay. I try to smack.
Okay. Try to smack.
It's an attempt to smash. Oh,
damn, yeah, okay, now you do smack it. Smack attack! Roll damage.
My first hit of the day!
Jeez, okay, yeah. A lovely 12 points of damage is dealt to this thing. There we go. Nice. Right, cool. Right. It is now the turn back to... Actually, I was going to say, Cloak, are you going to do anything, but you're just going to hide?
Who's Cloak?
I am waiting for an opportunity.
Okay.
I suppose it has had an eye taken out.
Okay, well in that case, Rakia, it's back to you.
Yay! Well, I must say I don't much like this fellow. He's very rude. He's very rude. I don't like the cut. I don't like the cut of his jib. I don't. Well, I don't want to use the whip anymore. I've lost my knife, so I guess I'll just have to hit him again. with my amazing power of punching.
Okay, punching does seem to have its benefits. Fair enough.
Yep. Yep.
I mean,
wonder
eye stabbing seemed to work pretty well.
Yeah, say that to your fingers again.
Yeah, well, you know, you don't have to stab with your fingers. You can find a stick. Or a rock. A
No,
sharp rock.
I'll leave my extremity whip for the time being. I might save that in case we need it later.
I mean, it's a
But
pure technique, so you can use it as much as you want.
can I? Oh well, in
Yeah.
that case then.
It's a pure technique
Pure
that does 1.5 times damage as long as you succeed on the 15 or above.
Alright, here we go. Right, here we go. That's the number one. 15 plus dex / martial arts. Alright, here we go. Time to do extremity whip. But instead of using my tongue, because I don't want to get my tongue burnt by the acid, I will just use my hand, my arms.
Okay.
Plus
I
8.
don't think acid tastes very good.
Nice, yeah. Smack attack, roll damage.
Oof. And that's like so that's like D10 plus D8 plus 16, I think.
D10 plus D8 plus 8 plus 6, so 14. Wait, no. So sorry, half of 18 is 9. Sorry, so it's 9 plus. Wait, what's your actual dex modifier? Your dex modifier is 8, isn't it? Because it's 6 super and 2, so plus 6. Yeah, okay. So half of your damage 18 is 9 plus 6. That's 15. So yeah, it's D10 plus D8 plus 15.
Plus
Jeez.
15. Never mind.
Definitely write that down though. Just definitely write that down so that you remember that.
Yeah, D10 plus D8 plus 15. Yeah, fair enough.
Damn.
That's what I wanted. D20. I wish.
And so as you land this attack, there is an ungodly noise coming from the skin of this creature as your hand connects its body. As it just lets out this massive snap, like almost thunder itself had rained upon this thing. As you deal a whopping 25 points of damage.
Oof. Sometimes I scare myself.
As this thing sort of staggers back, looking sort of worn out and rather frustrated, with only one eye and very infuriated. It takes a step forward to look at you. Okay. Just gonna roll this. Yep. As it then moves its hand in a very strange way and just sort of swipes sideways just to try and hit Fletcher.
Can I interrupt this in any way, or?
Ah!
Oh no, never mind.
I mean, you can attempt to, since you are point blank in front of it, so you can also attempt to react to this thing's attack. But yes, Fletcher can also attempt to react in some way, shape, or form. As long as you also don't get an actual 1, you should be fine.
I got a 4.
Oh, is that reactive intangibility?
Counter phasing.
Oh, well, in that case, yeah, no, you'll definitely need
I'll definitely.
Rakia
Well, I'll
to
just
succeed.
kick him out the way if that's all right. Is that okay to kick him out the way?
I need assistance. I require.
I need an adult. All right, come here, you. Right, kick power 10.
I mean, I'm also there, aren't I?
No, well, yeah.
Worst
It's just
case.
that, like, technically, Rakia was the was the closest one since there was the most recent one. Yeah, so you kick it, roll for damage.
All right. Okay. Oh dear.
Kick it in the shins.
Finish him. D8 plus 8. So many numbers I have to remember.
As it leaks out this strange cry as it holds its shin, as it sort of bends over, and it's just wailing out in pain as it just sort of crumples to the ground. As the glowingness in its red eye dims, as its eye closes, as it seems to breathe much calmer, as it is unconscious.
I'm gonna take this thing's badges. If it has any.
Yeah, fair enough.
Do I roll investigation? Where does it the little
roll
thing?
investigation, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll it. Roll investigation, which is 2. Oh, come on.
And what did you get today?
An 8.
You can't find anything on it. I mean, there's no visually obvious place except from on its shorts it has 1 pin.
Oh, well, I'll take its pin.
Fair enough. As you see the band on its left arm suddenly go from a value of... Hang on a sec, I actually need to have a look at its value, because I did actually have it written down. Of 208, it goes down to 207 as it goes to you.
Oh. So I get 207 points?
Yep, you get 207 points added to you. Added to your current total. Yep.
Oh, neat. And I've got 2 pins on me now.
Indeed you do. Cloak, you had nothing to do with this encounter, but you see the thing eventually get defeated.
Well, that's good enough, because I managed to survive.
Okay. Sure, take that specific solace, I guess. As you've done that, do any of you guys discuss exactly what has just happened? Because now things have calmed down. This thing, you'd start noticing that this thing is covered in blood. All of its entirety of its mouth is full of blood that is definitely not its own. Its hands and fingernails stained with it, and also its toes. It seems as though it has claws protruding from where its nails should be.
Seems cannibalism is not against the rules.
See, I have a badge.
Very
Congratulations.
Yes.
Let's go to Outpost.
I will also a deactivate form, by the way. Just
Okay. So you guys I'm gonna take it. Are you guys just gonna head back now? Like head back to base?
yeah, we're gonna. I think we should. Felix needs a rest.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Fletcher is deciding if he was actually truly ready for this tournament yet.
As Cloak just finally comes out of the bushes and the shadows, sort of like looking at you guys, he's sort of pointing towards, or at least he is in the direction of where you guys need to be heading to go back. Do any of you say anything to him?
I don't, specifically because I have already, in several encounters, hurt allies.
Okay, fair enough.
I can't really say much on the matter.
I'd feel like a hypocrite if I was to say anything against this man.
Yeah. Granted, it was, unwillingly,
As you guys start walking away, you start hearing a horrific noise behind you as the body starts moving and cracking, as then it starts moving, as it tries to, basically, as it tries to get up, you then hear like sort of a crunch, and it sort of goes back down as its body is clearly battered. But the best thing about this particular scenario is that like it's still trying up until it just moves ever so slightly, and then it just starts falling in and out of consciousness as like more blood gushes out from its eye socket and burns through some of the ground. It then leaves a horrifying scream as it just goes like its body starts going into the strange colours and distortion as it's clearly about to be teleported away.
No! No! I was almost free! I just wanted to be free!
As it vanishes from existence itself.
You know, if we had another stone bucket, we probably could have taken some of its blood and used it as a weapon.
All of you roll me perception.
Okay, I can probably.
And whoever has the highest roll will be the winner. Not for this particular scenario, no.
Cool, it isn't me. Got it.
Oh, natural 20, baby!
Nice. Rakir, you notice something in the ground, in the dirt and the mud where the thing was. It is 5 other pins.
Yay! I would take all of those.
Why do we need all these pins?
And that will end this session as we end it right here.
In our 45 hours to go.
Another, actually, another, actually no,
42.
42, I'd say about 41 now. But yeah, you guys are getting there.
All these pins to win.
So as explained, the pins can actually be put into those little pylons, the dispensaries, although technically Adrian is the only one that knows where the closest one is right now. If they're put in, you get bonus points, plus that means that no one can take any more than the one that you have left. It's kind of a half and half strategy. On one hand, the more pins that you have that aren't in the dispensary, the more that you have for people to take from you, and the more of a target you'll be. However, the more that you put away, the more points that you'll end up, conserving. But you might need some to conceal, because if you do get any of them stolen off of you without you actually losing a fight, you might be able to at least still keep them on you in case if someone does steal the obvious outward ones. But either way, that's it. How did everyone sort of feel about this episode?
It was a very strange one, to be honest, because it was just like, it is just kind of weird because it's just constantly sort of fighting, and then something else comes along, and it's sort of like, it is very sort of like, oh, dang, we gotta rest now, we gotta sleep. We gotta sleep to recover, and it's like, oh no, we haven't completed the minimum sleep. It wasn't a problem for me because I managed to sleep through gunshots, but I was just thinking with everyone else, it's like, oh no.
I will say that fight was a boss fight. That was an actual boss.
Yeah. That's why Adrian was okay fighting it not alone. Those are the other times, because this was like be an unfair fight at that point, with Adrian being weakened and the entire group being weakened to try and fight this one-on-one.
Yeah. This thing was powerful enough to take all of you on. Technically, it would be unfair if this thing fought any one of you. And then Cloak just runs away for the entirety of the fight, not committing or adding anything to it other than one less target, which, if anything, is actually more of a downside for you guys.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I
wasn't gonna tell you.
But you know what? Thing is, it means that we get more points without him then, so I'm okay with that.
It doesn't mean that
more
you get
XP.
It doesn't mean that you get any more XP, it just means that he won't comparatively get any of that XP from that fight. But yeah, either way, you guys did really well. I think, to be honest, I'm quite liking the way that I've done this. I might be a little bit nicer, so the next time that you actually rest, I might, depending on the situation, I might be a little nicer, but I kind of like the idea that you guys have a random chance as to whether or not you'll have an encounter for those who did want to stay guard. I don't know. How did you feel on that one?
I quite liked it myself, but then again, I wasn't
Yeah,
suffering.
you slept through the entire thing, so.
Does
Which
this
I
mean the
thought was
grudge is
so funny.
over?
I got just straight punched out.
Yeah, I woke up and just straight up murdered an ally.
I will say this:
It's
the only reason that
terrible.
I did this mechanic, and it's purely because obviously half of the reason is that it's a survival aspect. But the actual
Yeah.
real reason is because if you guys just went, yeah, sure, we'll have a rest, and there was no consequences to it, I feel like you guys would be a little bit peeved if it was you guys now, like wake up and all of you are hanging upside down from trees about to be skinned by these cannibals or something like that, or a bunch of people just took your pins, you're now lying on the ground beaten, battered and bloodied, or some of you have now missing a lot more limbs than you originally had. Then it would be kind of annoying because at that point it wouldn't really be a fair mechanic. It's just, by the way, I've decided to take something away from you now. So I had the idea of the severity roll, but then because you guys had guards, I was like, awesome. Now the people who are guarding it, they get to have a little bit of fun outside of that to sort of be actual protectors in their own rights. Because obviously with Cloak, he's not a fighter that just goes, I'm going to be a wall. But then you then have obviously Felix, who basically, as long as he doesn't take damage from any of the other elements that he's not resistant to, he can be a wall. Later on, when he gets more points into something, he will be able to become one. But either way, you guys have done really well so far. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next time. And thank you, everyone, for joining, and thank you, everyone, for listening. We will be back in 2 weeks' time, just as always, for the Crucible of Avarice. If you guys enjoyed it, please like and subscribe if this is on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, at AnimiteTales. And also, don't forget to check out every 3 p.m. BST. That's, I believe, British summertime. Although I think we're about to change into a different time zone. So check it out. But either way, if you guys enjoyed this, definitely like, subscribe, follow us, or even join the Patreon, as we are building this tabletop RPG known as the AnimiteTales. So, thank you very much, and good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.